Und da wären wir. So. Willkommen zurück. Hier bei Trails of Cold Steel. Kurz nach dem Nintendo Direct. War schön. Ganz ehrlich, war ein sehr gutes Direct. Kann ich echt nicht meckern. Ich muss mal schnell schauen. Okay, ja, Sound ist synchron. Das kann manchmal Probleme machen. Und bewegen kann ich mich auch nicht. Ich war im Fitnessstudio und habe gemerkt, ich kann meinen Arm jetzt aufgrund des Muskelkaters nicht strecken. Mein linker Arm, es ist so... Das ist das Maximum, was geht gerade. Das ist das Maximum, was ich strecken kann. Mehr geht nicht. Alles andere... Nee. Aua. Das hat jetzt weh. Au. Ja, man sollte nach einer Weile, in der man nicht im Fitnessstudio war, nicht gleich übertreiben. So, aber genug von meinen Leiden. Wo waren wir stehen geblieben? Quests. Okay, die habe ich schon erledigt. Die habe ich auch abgegeben. Schon. Die beiden Quests, als ich offstream dann war und ein bisschen was rumgefuhrwerkt habe mit den ganzen Orbments und hast nicht gesehen. Da kann ich auch gleich vielleicht mal kurz zeigen. Ich habe mir jetzt nicht so viel Mühe damit gemacht. Was ich jetzt aus Irene gemacht habe, ist eher so im Impeden. Also die Impede-Fähigkeit von ihm ist eigentlich einfach zu gut, um sie nicht auszubauen. Also habe ich ihm einen Impede gegeben und ein paar andere Sachen, die jetzt nicht so krass sind. Defense, mein Gott, ja, damit er ein bisschen mehr aushält. Ich hätte ihm auch Attack geben können, obwohl das eigentlich vielleicht gar nicht mal so eine schlechte Idee wäre. Hi, Brawler. Ja. Okay, die Silver Bell, die braucht ja keine Sau. Moment. Ja gut, dann nehmen wir das lieber da mal rein. Laura, da habe ich mir mehr Mühe mitgemacht. Sie verursacht einfach alle möglichen Statuszustände beim Angreifen. Also versiegeln, Geschwindigkeit wird verringert, magische Angriffskraft, sie vergiftet, die magische Verteidigung geht runter und sie verbrennt Gegner beim Angreifen. Also sie macht übel Statusveränderungen jetzt mit ihren physischen Attacken. Also ich denke mal, das könnte gut funktionieren bei ihr. Ich will es nur einfach mal so experimentell machen. Bei den anderen hat sich nicht allzu viel geändert. Emma hat jetzt übel viele Arts, weil das bei ihr dann doch eher Sinn macht. Ja, und der Rest hat sich nicht groß geändert. Trainingshalle. Da müssen wir hinein. Wir wollen mit Klaus reden. So war das doch. Klaus? Ach da. Da ist er. Hey Klaus. I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. I see you were able to begin your field study without incident. We were, thank you for your help. Incidentally, I noticed it was you yourself who placed this request for us. Indeed I did. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me. My request is merely this. I would like you to engage in a training bout with the students of the Osate School. That's what it says on the request's description. I'm game. It's not often we get a training opportunity like this. But are you sure we'd provide enough of a challenge? Naja, Laura ist ja noch da. Ich meine... Oh, I'm certain of it. By my assessment, you are all more than capable combatants. A swordsman of the famed 8 Leaves One Blade School, an adept in court fencing, even a seasoned spearman. You each seem to handle your weapons with the poise only born of many battles, the young lady included. You can tell all of that just by looking at us? And not even holding our weapons in front of you? Ow. Mein Arm. Meine Arme tun so weh. But you never even seen us fight. Ja, danke, dass du das auch jetzt nochmal anbringst. Be that as it may, he seems to have a pretty good idea of what we can do. It's like he can even tell that Lemmy's here. Ach ja, du bist ja auch noch da. Well, I've mentioned all of you before in my letters home, though I expect Klaus will easily have deduced that much nonetheless. He makes a strong case for this position as acting master of the Arcade School at the very least. I am flattered. All of those training here right now are at the beginner level. I believe you'll be an appropriate match for each other in terms of skill. Sounds like the kind of hands-on lesson even a Thor's education can't buy. Very well, we'd be happy to accept. You have my thanks. If it all goes right with you, I'd like to begin right away. Let me know when you're ready. Jetzt. Nein! Falsch. Ah. Warum ist das Ja unten und das Nein oben? You're all ready, just give the word. Haha, excellent. Then please take your place on the stage and the center of the hall. Aber gerne doch. Oh je, ihr armen Jungs. Listen up, our opponents are Lady Laura's classmates. They may be young, but don't underestimate them. I know. I'm not planning to lay down for these guys. I'm not planning on losing either. Oh, no fair. Why can't I join in? It would hardly be a fair fight if you summoned your doll in battle. As a student of the school, I also have to resist the urge to join in. Being a spectator can still teach us much, though. Lame. So, these are our opponents from the Arcade School. Klaus said they're all at the beginner level, but in this school I'm betting even the beginners are pretty skilled. Indeed, it would be unwise to underestimate their ability. Ja, komm. Is everyone ready? Begin! Das ist kein Kampf, den wir machen müssen. The battle has been decided. We did it! Barely scraped out a victory there. Oh man. How shameful. Seems like we still have a long way to go after all. Yeah. Thanks for coming out and giving us a good fight. That battle made for some excellent training. You can say that again. I know I learned where I could stand to brush up. Ja, aber es soll wahrscheinlich so sein, dass der Kampf einfach nicht wirklich hart wäre, so. Aber, der Kampf kommt noch. Keine Sorge. Your skill in battle was befitting of the reputation of the Arcade School. He's right, you all fought wonderfully. It was an excellent battle. I see you've all been diligent in your training while I've been away. What now, Milliam? I wanna fight too. Oh my. Milliam, don't you... Whoa. What the hell is that? Silver doll? Milliam? Honestly, are you incapable of sitting quietly for just 5 minutes? Nein, sie hat ADS oder so. Wahrscheinlich hat sie das auch wirklich. But just sitting here watching you guys fight is so boring. I'm ready to jump in. Come on, we don't just want to sit on the sidelines either, right, Laura? Well, I don't suppose I can deny that. You too, huh? This does present a bit of a problem. Let's kill her! I think having Aragatlum take the field might give us too much of an unfair advantage. Well, if that's the case, allow me to serve as your opponent instead. Huh? Warum hast du Super Saiyan Haare? I may not be a young man I once was, but I'm still the acting master and caretaker of this school. For his lordship in his absence. I believe you'll find me a worthy opponent even for that silver puppet. Oh, wow, we, who, the. Ja, komm. I've been defeated by Klaus on more occasions than I'd like to count. I enjoy the opportunity to show how much I've improved. As you wish then, show me all that you've learned during your time at the academy. Ooh, exciting. Well, this seems to have escalated rather quickly. I suppose not everyone has the patience to sit on the sidelines, especially when they're itching for a good fight. Good grief. What do you think we ought to do? I don't think there's anything we can do, Master Reen. I would greatly enjoy the chance to cross blades with a skilled swordsman of the at least one blade school. Warum fragst du dann Reen bitte? Would you be willing to participate as well? Of course, I'd be glad to accept. Good, good. How about you choose one more of your classmates to round out your team? You'll all be facing me. If you're able to defeat me, you will have accomplished my request. In that case, Emma, Gaius, ich nehme lieber Uses, um ehrlich zu sein, weil er buffen kann. Would you mind Uses? Very well. Well. Then let us begin! But please don't hold back on account of my age. Okay. I doubt you'll be given us the opportunity to do so. Da ist der alte Veteran. Wir sind so am Arsch. Wir sind so kaputt. Wir sind tot. Ja, ach, komm, jetzt. Okay. Erstmal motivieren wir. Wir dürfen nicht vergessen zu battlescopen. Ist eigentlich der Sound in Ordnung? Oder ist irgendwas zu leise, zu laut? Okay, Klaus, du mit deinen fast 50.000 HP.
My turn. Now is our chance. Don't let it pass. Gotcha.
Elegant Thrust. Hehe.
Yes, sir.
Bitch.
Get up. Now. Let's go, Yusuf.
I'll handle this.
My turn. Now's our chance. An opening. My turn.
Wir machen nochmal einen Arc Slash. Damit er auch ja nicht rankommt. Ich habe gesagt, damit er ja nicht rankommt. Aua.
Right. Shatter.
This old dog still knows a few tricks.
Uff.
Very well. Now is our chance. Don't let it pass.
Aye, aye, Captain. Here I go.
Ah, die Stärke zu verringern ist vielleicht keine schlechte Idee bei ihm. Geht bei ihm aber nicht. Okay.
Yes, sir. Get up.
Warum haust du daneben?
Handle this.
Okay, das war jetzt nicht allzu viel Schaden. Okay, der Kampf läuft überraschend gut. Hau doch nicht daneben! Warum haut ihr alle daneben?
Go. Now's our chance. An opening.
Here I go.
Buster Arm. Buster Move.
My turn. There. Go. An opening.
So viele kritische
Very
Angriffe.
well.
This old dog still knows a few tricks. In Anbetracht, dass Hunde mit 12 schon als alt zählen, frage ich mich, ob es wirklich auch wertvolle Tricks sind. Hey, man kann einem Hund viel beibringen. In den 12 Jahren.
My turn.
My turn.
Na komm.
Just as I hoped.
Yeah, you didn't stand a chance.
Er hatte wirklich keine Chance, so ziemlich, muss ich sagen. Warum hat Uses nur Level 43? Und jetzt tötet ihn! Ach nein, halt. Pant. Hose. We stand victorious. Wow. Did they seriously defeat Master Klaus? I should have expected no less. It's been quite some time since I was last bested in combat. He doesn't even seem all that tired. I guess that's the acting master for the arcade school for you. Gracious me, what a thrilling battle! And your silver puppet was more challenging an opponent than I had anticipated, young lady. Well, there aren't many people out there who can handle enemy swings as well as you did. And the Radiant Blade Master is supposed to be on a whole different level. It sure is a big world out there. You have no idea. Incidentally, Master Reen. Yes? It was an honor to see the skills of a practitioner of the 8 leaves 1 blade style firsthand. However, I can't help but sense you holding something back, a wavering of your clear intent, if just for a moment. Holding something back? I thought so. I apologize if I said something impertinent. You needn't pay any mind to the ramblings of a foolish old man. No, I appreciate your saying so. I'll take it to heart. Machst du das, ja? I don't get it. But anyway, I guess that means we've got the request all wrapped up, right? Certainly, thanks to your assistance, this was a most fulfilling training session for everyone. Just being able to watch such an amazing fight got me all fired up. We're amazing. Der Super Saiyajin Fritz. Ich merke gerade, ich habe ganz vergessen. So. War alles so dunkel. We are immensely grateful for all you've done for us. Not at all, it was our honor. When we meet again, I'd enjoy the opportunity to have a training bout with you all by myself. It would be our pleasure. Ares, okay. We'll be sure to train to the fullest extent to our abilities in the meantime. You won't be disappointed. It's only been a few short months, but your growth has been considerable. Ja, ich habe einfach vergessen, das Licht anzumachen hier, das Ringlicht. Allerdings muss ich mir ein neues Ringlicht, glaube ich, kaufen, weil ich kann... Jetzt, wo das Ringlicht an ist, kann ich es nicht mehr ausmachen, es sei denn, ich ziehe den Stecker. Irgendwas ist mit dem Kontrolldings nicht in Ordnung. Ich kann es auch nicht einstellen. Das ist jetzt auf maximale Helligkeit und drunter geht nicht mehr. I'm certain you have your fellow classmates at the academy to thank for that. When I see how well you fight together, I'm filled with the deepest of admiration. I agree. I think they're the reason I've been able to grow like I have. Even taking on this request has helped me teach and strengthen as well. The day will eventually come when you'll be able to best me in single combat, sooner than you think at that. And you can be sure I'll continue devoting myself... Ja, komm, jetzt... Die ganzen Nettigkeiten hier, die ausgetauscht werden. Quilin als... Oh, Laura's S-Craft Radiant Dance was strengthened to become Radiant Waltz. Es ist von der Animation, glaube ich, derselbe Angriff, nur halt stärker. Ja, er ist einfach besser jetzt. Radiant Waltz. Was natürlich schön ist. Nehme ich mit. Eine andere Animation wäre zwar schön, aber... der Nebel hat sich geklärt ein bisschen, oder? Kann das sein? Looks like it's almost evening already. The sunset sky makes for a very picturesque view, don't you think? It seems that the mist has cleared somewhat too, yeah. I would venture a guess that tomorrow will be a clear sunny day. Anyway, we've finished up all the main tasks we had for the day, so we should probably head back to the guild now. I'm sure Torvald's curious how we fared out there. Sounds like a plan to me. Sehr schön, aber ich wollte mir das Orbment jetzt mal anschauen. Kilin. Was macht das? Attacks, Craft Scores. Oh, Laura, du hast was Schönes Neues. Fucking Speedbreaker, glaube ich. Ja. Das ist was Gutes für Laura. Okay, hier gibt es nichts. Wir haben nichts weiter zu tun. Außer jetzt schlafen gehen. Return to the guild and report. Bitteschön. Dieser verdammte Muskelkater. Ich kann nicht mal mein Getränk-Dings hier hochheben. Mein... Oh, je.
Today was so much fun!
Und auf einmal Stille. Oh hey, welcome back!
Seems my timing could hardly have been better.
Ja, Quillen ist ein Einhorn, das weiß ich auch. Das, ich glaube, aus Final Fantasy 6 hat das, glaube ich, auch. Huh? Oh! Hallo?
Father?
Papi! Warum merken die erst jetzt, dass er da ist? Die stehen die ganze Zeit schon im Raum, gucken in seine Richtung und sehen ihn erst, als er was sagt. Ganz komische... Ja.
When only Klaus came to greet us, I assumed I wouldn't be seeing you while I was in Legram.
Fortunately, I was able to take some time away from my engagements to see you and your class. And while I was in town, I also had some business to attend to with the guild, which is what brings me here.
Tupfer hatte einfach keine Stimme. Die hatten kein Geld mehr für den Sprecher. Da war die $5 waren da nicht mehr übrig. Oh.
It does my heart good to see you again, Laura. It seems you've grown since I last saw you.
Father, please don't treat me like a child. But it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
That's the Radiant Blade Master. Laura's dad seems so cool. She sounds embarrassed, but I've rarely seen her so happy.
Ah, these must be your friends.
Right. These are my classmates from Class 7 and my partners in this field study.
Then let me welcome you to Legram. I'm Viscount Arcade, the ruling lord here.
Irgendwie passt der Bart nicht zu ihm.
My daughter has told me all about you in her letters. So it's a pleasure to finally be able to put faces to the names.
Victor Zar Sade? Oh, lecker Hörnchen. Was gibt's noch? Fisch und Texturen. This is delicious. Oh, careful, William, you're going to rip sauce all over the table. So, this is real Legram cuisine. I think I like everything on the table. Jetzt reden die. Wie oft haben die bisher jetzt schon über Essen geredet in diesem Spiel? This roast. That's roast wild boar. Entschuldigung. It's been a staple in many local dishes for generations. Justus sagt gar nichts. Is something troubling you, son of the house Alberea? You seem to have brought your worries to the table tonight, but not your appetite. Well, it's just that I know my family has been causing you a lot of trouble. Is he? Oh, that. Just minor disagreements. You probably know it all too well. Conflicts over taxes among the nobility are as sure as the rising of the sun. It's nothing to be concerned about. Thank you for your kind words. But come, tell me of your day. I hear you fought Klaus this afternoon? and emerged victorious at that. We did, though I did feel like he was holding back against us. Nonsense, my lady. You and your classmates fought with the boldness of young lions. I look forward to seeing you soar to even greater heights. Diese übel riesen Schwerter da im Hintergrund, meine Güte. Oh, marvelous. I did have my hopes that you might choose to attend that girls' school in the capital. But you seem to have made some excellent friends at Thor's. So perhaps this is how things were meant to be. I feel the same. Reen, was it? I'm curious, I can sense fear in your swordsmanship. A certain hesitation. Wann hast du das gemerkt? What? The sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai. In addition to being your master and the founder of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School, he's also a personal acquaintance of mine. In fact, I've requested a duel with him on numerous occasions. I see. If you'll forgive me for asking, who was the victor? The victor has yet to be decided. Pitting our respective philosophies against one another is such an engaging experience we always lose track of time. To think there's a swordsman out there capable of fighting on equal terms with you. The world truly is a vast place. I can hardly imagine what a duel like that would be like. But getting back to what I was saying. The 8 Leaves 1 Blade School draws its influence from elements of several other Eastern schools of swordsmanship. Sprechen ist schwierig heute. The style's philosophy has such depth. It's not difficult to see why one who masters it is known as a divine blade. Ja, also man kann fast sagen, dass diese 8 Leaves 1 Blade School eine der komplexesten ist jetzt in der Welt, so wahrscheinlich. But there's something about you, Reen, something that terrifies you so much that its mere shadow pins you in place. Und auf einmal ein Erdbeben. He's almost certainly referring to, I've occasionally gotten that impression myself. So this is the burden Reen carries? Indeed, it seems like whatever happened in the old schoolhouse last month had something to do with it, but... Es kommen Vorstellungen, es kommt noch mehr. Fragezeichen! You have me at a loss. I never would have imagined you'd be able to tell so much about me so easily. But thanks to that, I've made up my mind. What? Oh? My lord, I ask of you, as the Radiant Blade Master, would you grant me the honor of a duel? Das ist eine gute Idee, Reen. Das ist eine sehr schlaue Idee und du wirst damit definitiv lebend bei rauskommen.
Wow, this is mega cool! He's really gonna duel the Radiant Blade Master!
Nee.
But is he really strong enough to beat him?
He doesn't stand a chance. Receiving instruction from him would be one thing, but to duel a master like Viscount Arcade...
Looks like the odds aren't in his favor then.
Okay, jetzt wurde auch mal Viscount richtig ausgesprochen. Hatten sie eben ja auch gemacht, glaube ich, oder? Jetzt habe ich es auch mal richtig mitgekriegt, wie es richtig ausgesprochen wird.
Please reconsider. You too, Father. Stop this nonsense.
Please, Laura, stay out of this.
This duel is between Reen and myself. Stand aside.
Ugh.
Are you certain this is what you want?
I am. It's an honor to have the opportunity to test my mettle against the renowned Radiant Blade Master. Thank you for accepting.
Bisschen hallig die Stimmen. Das kann sein, dass das daran liegt, dass mein Mikrofon die aufgreift, den Sound. Moment, da kann ich vielleicht ein bisschen was bei mir ändern. So, jetzt habe ich mal bei mir am PC leiser gemacht. Für euch müsste es jetzt genau gleich klingen. Aber es kann sein, dass man jetzt nicht doppelt hört. Ich das Problem ist weiterhin, dass ich einfach andere Kopfhörer brauche oder überhaupt wieder anständige Kopfhörer. Weil die Kopfhörer, die ich hatte, sind halt die kabellosen Dinger und die funktionieren einfach nicht richtig. Ich brauche wirklich eins mit Kabel, allerdings Kopfhörer kosten Geld. Besonders dann mit einer Zeit, wo mir meine Waschmaschine kaputt gegangen ist und ich eine neue kaufen musste, habe ich jetzt nicht das Geld, mir neue Kopfhörer zu kaufen, leider.
I admire your spirit.
Moment. Jetzt wollte ich mich strecken zu was hin. Ach du meine Güte. Es ist echt... Okay, es könnte jetzt besser gehen. Ja, kaum verwunderlich, die Waschmaschine war über 20 Jahre alt. Also irgendwann musste sie kaputt gehen. Aber halt, ja, was will man machen? Ich hatte ja schon Angst gehabt, weil ich jetzt immer meinen PC sauber gemacht habe, mal Staub gesaugt habe da drin und sowas. Und auf einmal lief der heiß. Ich hatte den PC angehabt und auf einmal lief der heiß. Der Ventilator, also die Lüftung, die Kühlung ging, wer weiß wie hoch. Und ich dachte, fuck, jetzt geht mir mein PC kaputt. Glücklicherweise konnte ich es noch reparieren. Da war einfach ein anderer Ventilator, dann einfach die andere Kühlung. Hat nicht funktioniert. Da habe ich aus Versehen bin ich an einen Stecker gekommen, den ich leicht rausgezogen habe, sodass das nicht funktioniert hat. Einfach wieder reingesteckt und dann hat es wieder funktioniert. Aber da habe ich einen Schreck gekriegt.
Now, show me what a swordsman of the Eight Leaves is capable of.
Klingt jetzt besser. Ist es jetzt weniger hallig. Also ist jetzt nicht doppelt der Sound.
What the?
Whoa! Amazing!
He can wield such a massive blade so deftly with just one hand?
Unbelievable.
Ach du meine Güte, Emma wird ganz wuschig.
That's Galan Sharl. A great sword that's been passed down in the Arcade family for generations.
Ja, das kann passieren, wenn man jetzt den Sound, den ich hier von meinem Monitor, von meinem PC höre, einfach ins Mikrofon noch reinkommt. Und das ist dann diese Doppelung. Deswegen ja eigentlich die Kopfhörer, aber geht halt nicht. Schade.
It was once wielded by the ancestor of our house, the second in command of the Eisenritter.
I can sense incredible power within him. He may be even stronger than my master, which means that against him... Green Schwarzer of the Eight Leaves One Blade School, beginner rank. I stand ready.
Victor S. Arcade, master and successor of the Arcade School. Ready.
Boah.
Now, show me what you're capable of.
My turn.
Ich zeig dir, was ich kann. Nämlich Battlescopes schmeißen. 50.000 HP, Level 80. Ich habe vergessen, Klaus zu analysieren, ne? Kann das sein? Oder nee, ich habe ihn analysiert. Ich habe ihn analysiert mit Million. Haha. Aua.
My turn. There.
Ja, das läuft super. Wir brauchen uns keine Mühe machen mit dem Kampf.
Not yet.
Wir können es euch schon denken, denke ich mal, ne?
Not yet.
You will not escape.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Ja, das ist wahrscheinlich der Grund dafür gewesen, der Krampf mit Klaus.
This is why I tried to stop them.
I could barely even see what happened.
It's not like Reen is weak.
It's more that his opponent's strength is so far beyond his.
What are you doing? This duel is not yet over. To your feet, at once.
Father?
I know you're capable of more than this.
Genau darum
But
geht's.
if you're still too afraid to assert your true strength, then I have no choice but to force your hand. Now, show me.
disappeared?
No. Too slow.
Whoa!
This is...
Is this what Reen is afraid of?
Excellent. This is as it must be. This is the power that slumbers deep within you.
Die Power under Third Dominance. Okay, ich brauche meinen Ventilator doch an.
As long as you continue to cower in the face of it, you'll remain forever at a standstill. I want to see
Okay.
your true potential.
Now.
Und jetzt werden wir immer noch verlieren, glaube ich. Ja.
Too simple. You'll not escape.
Das finde ich auch lustig. Wir haben jetzt unsere wahre Macht einfach mal gezeigt hier, ne? Alles komplett einfach mal ist jetzt, genau, er ist jetzt Dante. Oh, wir machen aber Schaden. Aber das Ding ist, wir haben trotzdem keine Chance.
Now.
Dann machen wir unseren Flame Slash einfach, weil wir können. Jetzt, wo wir es mal... Wie viel Schaden das auch immer macht, wahrscheinlich kaum welchen. Na gut, 7000 ist immer noch ordentlich.
You'll not escape.
What the fuck ist denn hier los? Wir halten mehr in dem Kampf jetzt durch, als ich dachte. Allein, weil wir so viel ausweichen können. Ja. Aber wie gesagt, auch den Kampf können wir nicht gewinnen.
Reen!
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 Wow! That duel was crazy!
Yeah, though it all makes sense now. Why Reen asked the Viscount for a duel in the first place.
Ja, die waren schon eher gewollt, denke ich mal auch. Aber ich glaube, es liegt auch daran, weil meine Ausrüstung einfach, ich so viel jetzt so eine hohe Ausweichrate habe. Das mein. Aber ja, wie Gaius es jetzt wahrscheinlich gleich erklären wird, es ging einfach darum, beim Viscount braucht sich Reen nicht zurückzuhalten. Der weiß, der kann das ab, also kann er einfach mal komplett raushauen, alles, was er hat.
You fool. Were you shouldering such a burden alone all this time?
Are you alright, Reen?
Father, there was no need to go that far.
I'm fine. He held back.
Ja, allerdings. Level 80 ist ein bisschen niedrig in dem Spiel. Also für den stärksten Schwertkämpfer der Welt in dem Spiel, wo man irgendwie Spielreihe, wo man Level 200 erreichen kann.
I'm honored to have seen the Radiant Blade Master's signature technique.
I think you're finally starting to understand. What we call power is simply a measure of one's raw strength. Without knowing how to properly apply it, it has no real meaning. However, when you deny the power you already possess, you're only shortchanging yourself.
You're right. I feel like I finally get what my master was trying to teach me about the laws of nature. But I'm afraid understanding that is only going to make me even more uncertain.
Reen.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. Stand up, dust yourself off, and step forward. Grapple with that fear each day if that's what it takes. Uncertainty weighs on the hearts of all people, but it's far preferable to standing still.
Warum schlaft ihr, wenn das Licht noch an ist? Sind Emma und Laura immer noch wach? Irgendwo in der Nacht auf dem Balkon fummeln?
Seems to have cleared. So, that's the Saint's castle.
You can't come out right now. Someone might notice you.
Momentan ist es noch... Es mag vielleicht jetzt uninteressant erscheinen, aber die Frage ist, jetzt zumindest, was ist das überhaupt für eine Fähigkeit, die er da hat? Wo kommt das her? Was ist das eigentlich? Das weiß man nämlich noch gar nicht.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. The Radiant Blade Master may be scarily perceptive, but I doubt he'll notice my little moonlit stroll.
Honestly.
Well, what do you think? I'm not sure how much we can count on the boy.
Die Katze spricht.
It seems he's finally found what he needs to move past what's been holding him back. But I'm still not certain he's going to make it in time.
That's not for us to decide. Our role is to watch over and guide him, nothing more.
What the fuck hat Emma hier gerade... Was erzählt die gerade
I
hier?
don't want you to do anything like that ever again.
Fine. Setting that aside for now. I'm sure you've already sensed it, but there's definitely something inside that castle. That place is out of our jurisdiction, but I have a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. I suppose all we can do is point Laura toward it and hope she notices too.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, mehr hat sie nicht zu sagen. Okay, gut. Ich hab mich ja nur angestrengt ohne Ende. Ein bisschen Lob wäre schon schön gewesen. Nein. Wow. Eine böse Katze. Ja, ganz böse. Mensch, ohne Nebel? Wow, what a view. Looking at the lake is like gazing into a vast mirror. I suppose that wharf you can see in the distance must be over in the Sutherland province. You can see the Saint's castle way more clearly today too. So this is what Legram looks like. It almost seems like we're in a different town. Haha. Well, both faces of the town have a place in my heart. Hey, I'm sorry for all the fuss I caused yesterday. Reen, you really did. However, you did what you did out of necessity, correct? Yeah. Before yesterday, I've never been able to recognize the truth behind my master's teachings. But crossing swords with your father, it was like I finally realized what he wanted me to understand all those years. I see. In that case, I won't criticize what you did. I can understand that feeling, struggling forward, even in the face of adversity. It seems the winds have granted you their blessing. Nur deinem Wind. Still, Reen, I think you owe us an explanation. What was that power you displayed during the duel? I've never seen its like. Und das ist nämlich die große Frage, was ist das eigentlich? It was so cool, like you suddenly turned into a whole different person. Almost like some kind of power that was locked up inside you came roaring out in one big flash. Yeah, I guess that's what it must seem like. Ew. Yes, something, some beast-like instinct sleeping inside me. And when I completely lose control of myself, it just swallows me up, transforms me somehow. One devil trigger. Auf die Gefahr hin, jetzt das zu spoilern, aber nein, ist es nicht. Es funktioniert vielleicht wie einer, aber er ist es nicht. I've known about it ever since I was a kid, and all my life I lived in fear of it. Of that other self. It seems a strange burden to bear. Something beast-like? I don't know, it seemed pretty cool. Besides, if it makes you even stronger, why not just be like that all the time? I wish it were that simple. Years ago, I first asked my master to teach me the way of the sword in order to suppress that power. I thought that if I could master the art of fighting, I could master my fear and quell those instincts. But that did nothing to solve the underlying problem, and eventually I ended up having my training discontinued. Pretty pathetic, huh? Ja, absolut armselig, Reen. Du bist absolut der größte Loser aller Zeiten. Du mit deiner mysteriösen Macht, die du herbeirufen kannst, und einem Harem von Schulmädchen. Was für ein Loser. Oh, Reen. But you said that yesterday's duel helped you realize something, right? Right. I can deny it up and down, but doing that doesn't change the fact that it's in there, somewhere. And unless I can accept that, I won't be able to reconcile myself with the past, or really think about my future. I mean, that sounds so simple saying it now, but it took this long for me to realize it. Oh. Ah, I see. Trouble seems to seek you out, doesn't it? So you intend to accept your lot and move forward, even though the way is anything but certain? That's actually rather inspiring. I hope you'll tell Group B what you've shared with us. I think they'd be really glad to hear it from you. Yeah, I think I will. I feel like everyone's been worried about what happened to the old schoolhouse last month. At the old schoolhouse. Hey, I heard the big news. You seriously dueled the Radiant Blade Master? Und dir wurde übel in den Arsch getreten, du armer, seliger Loser? Well, he was kind enough to give me the chance to test my skills against him. The gap between him and me is so wide that calling it a duel is being generous. Don't sell yourself short. It takes some real guts to even think of trying to duel the Viscount. I know you've battled Sarah, and her strength is pretty intense, but he's on a whole different level. I can see you didn't achieve beginner rank in the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School for nothing. You're surprisingly well informed. That's a bracer for you. Well, the guild has pretty close ties to the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School after all. Echt? Ach ja, natürlich, weil der bekannteste 8 Leaves Schwertkämpfer ist ja ein Bracer selber mit Dings hier, Estelles Vater. Anyway, let me get you to those tasks for today. Was haben wir denn heute? An offering to the departed. I would like to practice making an offering to Saint Sandlord. Would you be willing to help me gather the materials necessary to do so? If so, come see me at Legram Chapel, okay? Und ein Monster. There's another monster on the Able Highway, but we don't know what kind of monster it is. Details unknown, Able Highway. Don't let me down. In Class 7, get this taken care of ASAP. Okay. Nie allzu viel zu tun. Ooh, I was expecting there to be more, I guess. I am rather curious about that monster extermination. Das bist du immer, Laura. Didn't want to overload you since I'm planning on giving you an extra task this afternoon. It sounds like this'll be your last full day in Legram, so I want to get the most out of you while I've got you here. Echt schräg, so weit im Spiel solch eine plotwichtige Mechanik einzuführen. Klar, es gibt doch die ganzen anderen Spiele, aber als erstes Spiel, als solches fühlt es sich wunderlich an, dass es erst jetzt wirklich anzugreifen. Bezogen auf die Non-Devil-Trigger. Es ist keine Mechanik. Wir können uns jetzt nicht verwandeln im Kampf oder sowas hier im Spiel. Anyway, get on out there and do what you do. Got it? No sense in waiting to get started then? Well, at least it shouldn't take long. Okay, let's roll on out. Yay! Whoopity-doo. Zippity-zap. Blub. Okay, ab in die Kirche, hä? Hier, ich kann es auch mal zeigen. Normalerweise. Hier, keine Verwandlungsfähigkeit jetzt. Kein Craft zum Verwandeln freigeschalten. In irgendeiner Weise. Okay. Also wir müssen irgendwas einsammeln, ne? For the room left, yeah, then you will need to find 3 types of ingredients for her. Once you have collected the ingredients listed below, return to the chapel. Okay, wir müssen einfach nur Zeug einsammeln. Bla bla bla. So viel Dialog, nur weil wir Zeug sammeln sollen. Und das erste können wir hier im Haus holen, anscheinend in der Küche. Hier die Küche? Ja, hier ist die Küche. Hey, Chef. Josef. Alle Köche sehen hier gleich aus. Alle diese Typen mit Schnurrbart. Ja, ich kann ihn nicht mal angucken. Na gut. Okay, was brauche ich? Hearty Powder und Clear Gelatin. Ne? Clear Gelatin und Hearty Powder könnte ich vielleicht sogar schon haben. Healthy Liquor? Nee. Klares Gelatin habe ich. Hearty Powder habe ich. Okay, kann ich alles schon abgeben. Brauche ich nicht mal irgendwie kämpfen. Ich habe alles da. Jetzt gibt's wieder was zu essen hier, hä? Was auch immer die jetzt gegessen haben, das war anscheinend ganz gut. Wir haben Celestial Bombs erhalten und 4 AP. Sehr schön. Monster töten. Es ist irgendwie ganz angenehm, einen Ort zu haben, der so klein ist gerade. Irgendwie für die ganzen Nebenquests. All the fog on the highway has dissipated as well. Yeah, it's so much easier to see all the surrounding areas now. Totally, I could hardly see my hand in front of my face yesterday. Well, at least we don't have to worry about getting lost today. You may find alternate routes through the area. Okay, wir können irgendwelche Abkürzungen finden anscheinend. Ach, meine Güte, hier ist ja wirklich einiges. Hier gibt es noch verschlossene Kisten. Das ist... Oh, ein Baum. It looks like there's a path over this way too. I didn't notice it when we were passing yesterday. The mist has cleared today, which makes seeing paths through the area much easier. I think this path leads to the top of the hill. Perhaps, but we'll need to do something about this log before we can go there. Lammy could snap a log like this like a toothpick. We'll leave the heavy lifting to you and Lammy then. Hope you don't mind. Characters with strike type field attacks of B rank or higher can destroy fallen logs and other certain objects.
Yeah, of course.
Ich glaube, sie kann das aber auch schon. Ja, genau.
I'll handle this. Go.
Nicht nur Milliam kann das, auch Laura kann kaputt hauen. Also,
Here they come. Be careful, everyone.
nein. Wir verlinken uns mit Laura. Das ist immer
It's my turn.
das, was wir tun müssen. Immer Laura und niemand anders.
My turn.
Laura is life. Laura is
My turn.
love.
My turn. That's that. Let's keep moving.
Oder Shepard, hey, das Spiel lässt mich das ja auch machen. Also so ist ja nicht, dass ich
Stay on
jetzt
guard.
nicht die Möglichkeit habe, das auch Ach, ich kann ihn gar nicht.
A worthy adversary.
Here we go.
Right.
Auch meine Fantasien hier auszuleben, wollte ich sagen.
I'll handle this.
Yeah. Gleaming blades. Go.
Go.
Wir alle müssen mal ein bisschen CP aufbauen hier.
Go. Okay, it's safe for now.
Und Uses, du musst mal aufleveln, Junge. So. Live, laugh, Laura. Wie kann sich dieses Ding überhaupt bewegen?
The advantage is ours.
My turn.
It's my turn. Here.
Right. Hey.
My turn.
Go.
I'll help.
Here we go.
I'll handle this.
Right. Huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
I'll handle this.
Here we go.
Wir haben ja so gar nichts.
Safe for now.
Ja, ein bisschen, ne?
That should suffice.
Danke für den Level-Up, dass du jetzt auch mal nicht ganz so nutzlos bist.
Oh wow, there's a river out here.
Gibt's hier
I remember
Lass
playing
mich
in this
raten.
river when I was young.
Fishing Spot? Ja, dachte ich mir doch. Weil warum sollte hier kein Fishing Spot sein?
A challenging foe.
This one looks dangerous. Be careful.
My turn.
Okay. Gleaming blades. Go.
My turn. Now. Ream.
Leave it to me.
Hey.
I'll handle this. Now is our chance. Don't let it pass.
Leave it to me.
Au.
My turn.
Moment, hat sie überhaupt Schaden bekommen?
My turn.
Yeah. We should be safe now.
Huh. There seems to be a treasure chest here.
Oh, ein bisschen Zöpf. Dornboot. Sind die für dich? Ja, von mir aus. So, wo kann man hier angeln? Will ich es überhaupt wissen? Gebt mir einen Moment. Ich glaube, ich bin an dem Fishing Spot vorbeigelaufen, oder? Kann das sein? Der soll hier irgendwo sein. Oder? Nicht doof. Hier soll der Fishing Spot sein. Heißt es laut Karte, Walkthrough, wie auch immer. Aber mir würde gerade nichts gesagt. Na gut. Na gut.
What a large monster.
This might actually be a challenge. Good.
Go.
Good. Der Gordi-Schnarr.
Second form. Gale.
Okay. Oh, Moon, shield us from harm. Crescent Gem.
Of course.
I'll handle this. Now is our chance.
Understood. Too slow.
Dude.
Go.
Mit der. Ja, was die teilweise erzählen, ist...
Okay. Let's keep going.
Ich meine, er hat ja auch gesagt, this might be a challenge. Might. Okay, hier ist nichts drin. Hier was drin? Nein. So viele Pommes.
Be careful, everyone.
Second floor. Damn!
My turn.
My turn. What a waste of time. Let's go.
We have nothing to fear.
My turn.
It's my turn. Here.
Right. Hi.
I'll handle this. How pathetic.
Und nächster. Ja.
I welcome all challengers. Of course.
I'll handle this.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
Au.
I'll handle this. Here we go.
Okay.
Sag mal.
Hear me.
I suppose I should thank you.
Right. Hi.
Very well. What a waste of time.
Ich hätte jetzt schon fast gedacht, sterbe ich jetzt hier an ein paar Pommes. Nee.
Making progress.
Just getting started.
Das wäre es echt noch gewesen. EP Charge. Okay, hier ist nichts.
Oh, it's so cool here, you'd hardly believe it's summer.
The weather's pleasant today. A fine wind blowing.
I welcome all challengers.
Oh, Gott sei Dank haben sie nicht mehr geredet.
Second floor. Damn! Go!
An opening. Right. No escape.
I'll handle this.
Okay.
My turn. I'll handle this. How pathetic.
Pilz. Lässt sich schwer sagen, wann der sich umgedreht hat, der Pilz, weil vorne genauso aussieht wie hinten.
Second form. Damn! Now's our chance.
An opening.
I'll handle this. How pathetic.
Was bist du denn?
It's enormous. Stay on guard.
Okay, Laura. Ein bisschen heilen wäre eine Idee. Ja, okay. Was zur Hölle bist du denn für einer? Is that... It must be the monster Torvald sent us out here to take care of. I've never seen anything like it. Is it even alive? Kinda looks more like some sort of machine. Any way you look at it, it's clearly something strange about that thing. I suppose that's why we've been sent to exterminate it. At this point, we can't just go back without finishing the job. This is Metal Gear. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I see. Let's see what this monster is made of. Metal. Dumbass. On your guard, everyone. Everyone? Okay.
This one looks dangerous. Be careful.
My turn.
Motivate.
All right, let's do this.
Leave it to me. Okay.
Detector.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
A mechanical monster has immense firepower, but all else about it is unknown.
I'll handle this.
Noble command.
Chance.
Leave it to me. Right.
Armor breaker.
Shatter. Now.
Smart missile. Wow, die Missile war sehr schlau.
Are you alright?
I suppose I should thank you.
Get back! My
Jetzt
turn.
geht's wirklich langsam los, dass unsere Fähigkeiten richtig was ausmachen hier. Ständig kriegen wir jetzt automatische Fähigkeiten aktiviert. Metal Gear Phalanx, naja. Metal Gear Phallus.
Of course. Hey!
Und das war's auch schon.
Evil will fall before my blade.
Habe ich mir jetzt ein bisschen schwieriger vorgestellt. Falco hat Level 4 erreicht. Na, solange er mit seinem Level nicht noch irgendwann mal denkt, sich mit ein bisschen was zu betrinken und ein Auto zu fahren, ist alles gut dann.
I did it!
I've only just.
Is it dead? It seems more appropriate to say we destroyed it. Yeah, I didn't get the feeling we were fighting a living creature. Mechanical monster. What's something like this doing on the highway near Legram? Might our intelligence division cadet be able to shed some light on this? You are the one with the mysterious mechanical companion, after all. That's a good point, actually. I don't think this thing's any relation of Lammy's. For one thing, it looks like it's made of metal. That's true. Arigatlam and the combat shells we use in our practical exams seem to me made of some other substance. While they may be inorganic, the combat shells we do have a certain kind of warmth to them. I don't see how that matters. They all seem suspicious. But Milliam's probably right. This thing doesn't seem enough like Arigatlam to link the two. Let's head back to Legram. I have a feeling Torval number one, will want to hear about this as soon as possible. Right, he may even know something about it himself. Let's head back to Legram. Genau dahin gehen wir jetzt, zu Legram. Bitch.
Here they come! Be careful, everyone!
The second form! Damn! Now's our chance!
An opening!
You're finished!
Of course.
Hast du gute Arts eigentlich?
My turn.
Wenn ich schon mal dabei bin.
Okay!
My turn! Okay, it's safe for now.
Shining. Was hat denn das nochmal gemacht? Können wir damit telepathisch mit jemandem kommunizieren oder so? Shining. Grants Insight Status for 4 Turns. Und es erhöht unsere Ausweich- und Genauigkeitswerte um eine ordentliche Menge. Das ist... Wow. Wow. Was kann ich denn damit rausschmeißen? Ja, Earthbell. Auch keine Sau. Hier war noch was anderes. Gold Cross Crusade. The cross-shaped hole bathes all in holy light. Okay. Sehr gut. Hier war doch noch irgendwo eine andere Kiste, die ich noch mitnehmen konnte, ne? Habe ich doch eben noch gesehen.
Yeah!
Right. Hey!
My turn.
Yeah!
Of course.
Very well.
Here we go!
Wo muss ich lang? Hier muss ich lang.
This monster seems
Ah!
dangerous. Be careful.
Okay, das war alles. Na gut, war da halt alles. Wo geht's hier lang? Ja, ich war doch schon letztens hier, ne? Ja genau, hier geht's nach Borea Hart, genau. Also wieder zurück nach Legram, Entschuldigung. Lemmy weighing things in Legram. Gibt's irgendwas? No. Something seems amiss here. The town isn't usually this noisy. Huh? Looks like the liner's back at the harbor. But who are those weird people around it? Hier gibt's noch eine versteckte Quest, sehe ich gerade. Die ich noch mit hätte einsammeln können. They look like soldiers from one of the provincial armies. It certainly seems that way. White and purple. I seem to remember seeing those colors back in Heimdall. I believe that combination of colors represents the Lemare Provincial Army. But Lemare is on the other side of the Empire. What business could their provincial army have in Legram? Hey, looks like you're back. Hi. Oval. Do you have any idea what's going on here? Word on the streets is they requisitioned the liner from the wharf on the far shore. So why we're seeing Lemare's provincial army and not Sutherland's is still kind of a mystery. Apparently though, some big-shot noble is visiting the Viscount as we speak. Another noble visiting father? Who could possibly... That's a bit concerning. Well, if you're curious, why don't you go take a look for yourself? Since you returned from the highway, that means you took care of that monster, right? Well, that is true. Actually, there was something we wanted to ask you about regarding that. Yeah, okay, erzählt. A mechanical monster, you say? You have some idea as to what it might be? Well, I'm not sure, but I think I'll go have a look at what's left of it, just in case. Anyway, good work out there, guys. Here's your reward. Oh, U-Material ist immer gut. I'll leave checking out what's going on at the Viscount's mansion to you. Ich muss aber nochmal zurück, um die andere Quest noch machen. Wenn ich das noch kann. Wenn nicht, dann muss ich neu laden. He definitely seems like he knows something we don't. Well, for now, there's no harm in leaving the matter to him. Right, we should see what's going on at Laura's house. Agreed. Kano. Julian. Warum kann ich mich hier so... Ach! Der hat Brezeln hier dafür hingelegt. Ah, there we go. I'm sure this will put a smile on her face. Now all that's left for us is to pray. Are there any special requirements for praise of this sort? No, particularly. Ach, wir mussten noch die Brezeln hier abgeben. Gut. Wir haben die Quest noch gar nicht beendet, richtig. Doofnasig aber auch.
Strutting around another lord's territory. How pompous can you get?
It sounds like there's a real VIP here.
Well, let's return to the manor for now.
Ich glaube, ich hab's verkackt mit der... Ja, Entschuldigung. Es tut mir wirklich leid. Ich schäme mich ungemein. Was wollte ich hier? Karte. Okay, wir gehen einfach mal in... die Villa und schauen nach, wer hier eigentlich zu Besuch ist. Oh. Hey, isn't that... Okay, wer seid ihr denn jetzt? There's no need to be so hasty. At least give my proposal some thought. Your attendance would add an extra degree of prestige to our gathering. I'm merely the lord of a minor rural region. Surely you overstate the importance of my presence. Wer zur Hölle bist du jetzt? A man's worth is decided not by himself, but by those he rubs elbows with. And while I'm sure you understand, I appreciate it if you didn't do anything to cause any unnecessary conflict. I'm not sure giving combat training to the Imperial Army is something you ought to be doing either. After all, neither of us want any trouble now, do we? Versucht er jetzt gerade den stärksten Schwertkämpfer im ganzen Land zu bedrohen? And with that, I bid you a fond farewell. Oh, and my compliments on the excellent tea. I am honored, Your Grace. Sehe. Users, wer seid ihr beiden? Da funktioniert gar nichts. Weder Bart noch Federbohr noch irgendwas bei ihm. Das ist alles falsch. My, if it isn't young Laura, and uses Alberea too. It's a pleasure to see you again, Your Grace. I appreciate all you continue to do for my father. They must know him. Yeah, but look at how tense they are. I wasn't expecting him to show up here, of all people. Let's do Cayenne. Bekannt für seinen Pfeffer. Head of the foremost of the 4 great houses and ruler of the port city of Ordis. His authority extends to the entire province of La Mer to the west. Okay, einer der 4 großen Häuser. Die Bodyguards sehen ein bisschen albern aus, ja. Die erinnern mich ein bisschen an die Band of the Hawk von Berserk. Fast ein kleines bisschen. Nur moderner halt. I'd love to stay and take a while, but I'm afraid other urgent matters call me away. I'll endeavor to arrange another opportunity for us to meet in the near future, but for now I bid you farewell. Oh, what have we here? So your Thor's Military Academy is class 7, huh? How do you... Oh, just happen to do a little leisure time reading on your class. Not a bad looking bunch, good, good. Enough with the chit-chat. His grace awaits. Users. Here, kids. Unheimlich. Who are those men? They don't look like soldiers from a provincial army, that's for sure. And they did seem to know about our class. I presume they're personal bodyguards hired by Duke Cayenne. Würde mich so freuen, wenn es hier mehr Voice Acting gäbe, ohne Scheiß. Father! You needn't look so concerned. However, it seems like they've finally begun to act. The noble faction has begun acting in secret? Indeed. For the past month, they've been quite active behind closed doors. No doubt they're trying to reaffirm their unity, holding conference after conference all across the country. Of course, I'm sure this isn't news to your youngest classmate. Well, yeah. The intelligence division's all on edge, wondering whether they're about to start a full-scale conflict with the reformists. Ooh. Das wäre ein Bürgerkrieg. So that's what they've been up to, scurrying around all this time. But since Duke Cayenne basically the leader of the noble faction, I sure wasn't expecting him to come all the way out here in person. Nor was I. They appear to be planning a large-scale conference in the near future, to be attended by all members of the noble faction. The Duke came all the way out here to insist that I attend. But father, you're not even a member. Quite right, my lady. Your father has long kept his distance from the faction. In the same way, he has also kept space between himself and the reformers, preferring to remain neutral. Ach Gott, ist ein Schweizer. However, they're convinced that all nobles should belong to the noble faction as a matter of course. I've heard they've been quite forceful about bringing those nobles who don't support the faction into their ranks. Would I be correct in assuming that my family is involved in all of this? I'm afraid so. There's been some disagreement over whether Duke Cayenne or Duke Alberea should lead the 4 great houses. But I expect that either would bring the same platform to the table. If you don't mind my asking, do you happen to know where my family stands on the issue? Warum weißt du das nicht selber? Ja, er ist ein Zentrist. Aber ich glaube, der will sich einfach nur aus diesem ganzen Konflikt raushalten. Das würde ich eher glauben, dass er einfach gar nichts mit beiden zu tun haben will. Der will einfach weg. You need not worry about your father's allegiance. Lord Schwarzer is wisely known as an even more obstinate man than I. I can't imagine that he'd have any interest in supporting the questionable actions of other nobles. I see. I'm actually a little relieved to hear you say so. Hold on a moment. Perhaps there's a move we can make after all. I'm afraid I'll be leaving Legram again on another of my little trips. I apologize for the suddenness, but please tend to things in my absence. As you wish, my lord. Father? Well, that was sudden. I believe in acting swiftly and decisively. I intend to establish contact with all of the nobles who have remained neutral in the ongoing factional conflict, so as to prevent them from being taken in by the noble faction's coercive methods. Ah. Puppy. A prudent course of action, I think. In that case, I'd be happy to come with you. Over? Oh, hey. What are you doing here? Ah, so you're here as well. Wouldn't miss the chance to catch a glimpse at the majestic Duke Cayenne. Did you know he left in a limousine that came all the way from Bereahard? Warum dann das Boot? Wait, then it couldn't have. Did it belong to the Alberea family? Well, Rufus Alberea got into it, so yeah, I'd say that's likely. Couldn't ask for a classier escort. Oh, Rufus ist eine Eskorte, Wusste ja gar nicht, dass er so einen Nebenverdienst hat. Mit Panzern sind die auch noch unterwegs. In Anbetracht, dass Reen als adoptiertes Kind so viel Ärger für den Baron sorgte, bezweifle ich durchaus, dass Reens Dad nicht eng mit den Adligen ist. Nee. Es gibt halt, glaube ich, einfach viele Adlige hier, die einfach nur in Ruhe gelassen wollen werden. Im Prinzip. So Rufus was here. Well, he is the heir to the Alberea family. Considering our visitor was none other than Duke Cayenne, it's not at all surprising that Rufus would pick him up. But I know you didn't just come here to volunteer your company on my trip. Well, it just so happens that these guys here brought me a pretty curious story. We've got confirmation that a mechanical monster appeared on the highway outside Legram. Is that so? I believe this is the first time one's appeared since the counter-offensive Sir Cassius launched 2 years ago? Counter-offensive Sir Cassius? Cassius Bright, also Estelle Brights Vater, der S-Rang-Bracer. Counter-Offensive. Vor 2 Jahren, das müsste dann auch irgendwie Trades in the Sky sein. That's right. Come to think of it, that was the first time we met, wasn't it? It was indeed. What a strange coincidence. Have any others been found in the area? Nothing so far. This is just a hunch, but I suspect it may have been released as a diversion. I concur. Perhaps having you come with me is the best course of action after all. Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. Father. Laura hat bisher nur ein Wort gesagt. Father. It sounds like there's a lot more going on here in these than just factions butting heads. Sorry, I can't say anything for certain just yet, but if we turn up anything concrete, I'll be sure to tell Sarah, and she'll pass it on. Alright, here's what I've got for you this afternoon. Okay, ich kann vielleicht doch noch diese versteckte Quest machen. The Golden Catch. Calling all fishermen. Could someone catch me the elusive golden salmon? Find me at Apricot's Inn for more detailed information. Weiber. Mensch, die Weiber wollen alle hier immer ihre Fische. Weiber, ey. Immer mit den Fischen. War doch noch Gold. Meine Güte, Weiber. Wer gibt den Leuten diese Namen? Meine Güte. When you finish up for the day, I'd appreciate it if you could head to the guild and file your reports. I left you a note on the counter telling you how to do it. Nothing too difficult. Got it. Leave it to us. Just make sure to lock up before you leave for the night. Someone else should be coming in to take care of things tomorrow. Understood. We'll do our best to take care of the guild in your absence. I wish you well in your studies. And I hope you'll forgive me for leaving so suddenly. Not to worry, Father, I'm used to it. Thank you again for your hospitality and for agreeing to a duel. I look forward to our next meeting. As do I. You show great promise as a swordsman. I hope you'll continue to devote yourself to your studies and training alongside my daughter. Und noch anderes Training mit meiner Tochter, hoffe ich. I am honored, sir. In fact, I hope all of you will look past her uncouth father and continue giving her your friendship and support. As a single father, the fact that I've yet to hear any tales of budding romance concerning my daughter has me worried. Mensch, ich hab doch nur einen Scherz gemacht, aber das meinte er, so dachte er jetzt auch. Father. Keine Sorge, wir kümmern uns drum. Victor, keine Sorge, wir machen das schon. It would be our pleasure. Oh, Emma will auch mit. Ui. She sure does seem popular with the girls still. I pray you have a safe journey. Thank you for all you've done for us. Catch you later then. Give my best to Sarah. Ein Geld? His best? Why must he always be so... Honestly, you've got one amazing dad. Free-spirited, open-minded, not to mention incredibly strong. Oh, jetzt will Reen auch noch eine budding romance mit ihm anfangen anscheinend. Having met him, I can tell how you grew up like you did. Huh? Reen's right, you know. You're living proof that great parents lead to great children. I suppose having someone like him in your life as a role model would naturally lead you to aspire to greatness. Well, that or feel woefully inadequate in comparison and develop an inferiority complex. Uses? Read the room. Wie man im Englischen schön sagt. Wow. But all told, you're living proof the daughter of the Estate's house has grown up sound in mind and body. Stop teasing me at once. Moving on, Torval has entrusted us with looking after the guild. We may have only half a day remaining, but we still have our duties to fulfill. Oh, look at her trying to change the subject. I am not. Süß. One additional quest was added. After you return to the guild to file your reports, the time of day will advance to evening, and the main story will proceed. Okay. Dann erstmal Apricos Inn. Ey, wir müssen Fisch fangen. Wir müssen Fisch fangen für Weiber. Das ist doch... Und sie hat auch noch einen Quest, genau. Wir müssen für sie irgendwie was finden. Leuchtendes Gras, genau. Damit sie dann, wenn sie es geraucht hat, auch leuchten kann. Radioaktives Weed. Hallo? Wer bist du denn? That shiny golden glow. I simply can't wait to catch it. This seems like a good spot to fish, but I wasn't expecting someone to be here already. She seems to be an ordinary civilian and noble at that. I'm surprised she's strayed this far from town. Could we try talking to her? Yeah, might as well. Excuse me, could we talk to you for a moment? Who are you? Wait, I recognize you. You're that military academy student who saved me in my hour of need several months ago. Oh yeah, I think we did meet once before. So you know her? Yeah, we ran into her while we were in Kelding on our first field study. Now I remember, one of our tasks involved delivering a lost wallet to its owner. Ach, sie ist das, die ihre Brieftasche verloren hat. And it just so happened that the wallet belonged to this lady in front of us. I see. I'm very grateful for what you did for me. Sadly, that wallet has become rather lighter since you returned it to me. Oh? Might we ask what brings you out here? Well, I would have thought that was obvious. I'm trying to catch my dinner, of course. Some may think of fishing as a leisurely hobby, but I would beg to differ. It's proven to be an essential survival skill. I see. I don't remember her being anything like this last time. So what inspired you to come this far out of town to fish? You could have just sat on a dock in Legram, right? She could have, yes. Legram is conveniently situated right on the shores of Lake Ebel, after all. Surely it wasn't necessary to brave the dangers of the highway to come out this far just to fish. That's where you're wrong, I'm afraid. A first-class angler needs a first-class spot. Easy fishing on the shores of a peaceful lake just wouldn't satisfy me. What is with this woman? She's certainly a unique individual. Sounds like you're after something special, if I had to guess. Indeed, I am. I've come here seeking the elusive gold Salverman. I heard tales of it from a gentleman in Legram by the name of Bem. But he also informed me that it cannot be found in Lake Ebel, which is what led me to this spot. And sure enough, not long ago I finally caught a glimpse of a golden glimmer beneath the water's surface here. A golden glimmer? That sounds a lot like what Torvald said he saw too. Looks like this must be the spot then. Hee hee. I should have known that you would be searching for it too. Very well then. Let us compete to see who can catch a golden Salverman first. That's not really what I had in mind when we came out here. That aside, we seem to have found our location. True enough, let's get fishing!
This looks like
Blub. Ah, das sieht doch mal nach einem goldenen Salverman aus. Oh, der ist aber auch... Der ist hartnäckig. Oh, heilige Scheiße.
Now that's a catch.
Gold Salverman. Impossible. You called a gold salmon before me? How can this happen? By me catching it before you. Now you're making me feel kind of bad about it. Still, thank you very much for telling us about the golden glimmer you saw. We may not have thought to fish here if not for your guidance. Fair play is a necessary element in any competition. Think nothing of it. Besides, I simply paid the price for underestimating you. It was my fault that I lost. I thought my experiences over the past several months had strengthened me, but it seems I still have room to improve. And improve I shall! Until one day I am known across the land as the finest angler in all of Arabonia. Wir kennen schon jemanden, mit dem du dich super verstehen würdest, glaube ich. In unserer Schule. Well then, I bid you a good day. Yeah, more power to you. Hey, ich meine, wenn es ihr Spaß macht. Warum sollten wir sie aufhalten, ne?
Wow, this is a big one.
Trout. Trout ist... Was ist das, eine Forelle? Was ist Trout auf Deutsch?
Wow, this is a big one!
This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
Ist Forelle, okay, ja. Ich kenne nur die Fur-Bearing Trout, also die felltragende Forelle. Das ist ein Cryptid. Also sowas wie Bigfoot, nur eben eine kleine Forelle mit Fell. Oh wait, oh my, what pretty flowers. They look so clean and white. Are these luminous grass? They are. Okay, nehmen wir mit. Jetzt haben wir alles.
What a large monster. We'll need to be careful.
Falsch rumgelaufen. Hier.
This looks like a nice spot.
Ich laufe völlig in die falsche Richtung. Hier, jetzt bin ich richtig. Okay. Alle Sidequests erledigt. Hier sind die. Hast ein Gras. Was kriegt man dafür? Fairy Brood. Fairy Brood. The earth speed prevents confuse. Giant Brood with a design resembling a fairy's feathers. Das klingt doch eigentlich nach... Jo, das ist gut für dich geeignet. Blä, 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 blä. Ach, die essen jetzt auch noch den Fisch. Okay. Müssen wir das nicht an. Und das war's, glaube ich, alles, was es jetzt zu tun gab. Gibt es noch etwas? Sven. Hier waren wir noch gar nicht drin, oder? Daphne. Okay, eigentlich hätte man von ihr ein Buch noch bekommen können, das Red Moon Rose Kapitel 10. Aber dadurch, dass ich ja jetzt sowieso schon ein Kapitel verpasst habe, ist es egal, da brauche ich mich nicht mehr um die kümmern. Golden Catch. Okay. Weiter geht's mit Story. Should we head back to the guild and start filing everything away? Jo. Wir haben jetzt hier nichts mehr zu erledigen. Thus the members of Group A bla 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 are following the instructions. Bla 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 bla. Millium komplett fertig. Bäh. Oh, are you finished? Yeah, we just finished getting everything sorted out. Goodness, that was exhausting. That little brat. You could at least try and help instead of lying around like a house cat. I can't say I'm surprised. I doubt she is used to spending this long on such exciting tasks. Yeah, very exciting. Oh well, we're almost finished. Oh, alright then. Still, it really goes to show how top-rate Torvald is. He fulfills a lot of requests on his own, and still has time to handle all the day-to-day realities of running a guild branch. Indeed, it's even more impressive when you consider that he finds time to visit other regions of the country as well. His mobility and knack for solving problems are exactly what one would expect from a bracer. The guild may have been forced out of the country, but he's still out there trying to help as many people as he can. Even when we were in Berea, he came to our aid. And if you look at all the records, it's clear that the people really trust him and rely on him for help. That's very true, but... Is something the matter? Nah, I was just thinking. If bracers play an essential role to the people of other countries, are they not just as essential to Erebonians? Well, You may be right. But not just because they help maintain public order and provide other services. That idea, prioritizing the protection of civilians above all else, is pretty noble. It's something people admire. That's certainly true. In many ways, it's that form of nobility that's beginning to fall by the wayside within Erebonia's aristocracy. I'm not sure the issue is as black and white as you'd have it. The Guild is an organization first and foremost, and one based far too much on idealism, and far too little on practicality. Donations and public funding can only go so far in covering its operating costs. It's no stretch at all to say that with the Empire as it is now, the Guild's removal is inevitable. That's why my brother said once when we discussed this. Well, like his brother is weighing on his mind. I suppose that's another way to look at it. I have to admit, it sounds rather cold and dismissive. But it does carry more weight coming from Rufus Alberea. Emma, they're so big. Hehe, and soft. William? Look at that. She doesn't even have to be awake to be an irritant. Anyway, it shouldn't take too long to finish filing the rest of the reports. We should focus on getting everything done and returning to the mansion. Sounds good to me. Excuse me, is anyone here? Oh, you're the girl who works at Bato's store, aren't you? Oh, Lady Laura, is Torval here, by any chance? I'm afraid Torval is out of town on business at the moment. Something the matter? They haven't come home. William findet Spaß an Emmas, ja. Wer tut das nicht? Julian and Carno still haven't come back home from the castle. From the castle? Wait, you don't mean... Did those two go to Lohengrin Castle? Surely you don't mean to suggest they took a boat without any supervision? I'm afraid so. They said something about going on an adventure when they took one of the boats without even asking. Das ist sehr schlau. It's evening now and they still haven't come back. This sounds like a serious problem. Yeah, and right when Torval is away from the guild too. We'll just have to do whatever we can to help out. I agree, we can't just stand around and hope they'll come back. If we're to search the lake, we'll need a boat ourselves. I'll have Klaus prepare one for us at once. While you do that, I'll wake up Milliam and have another look around the town to see what we can find, if we can find them. Splitting up and searching the town does seem to be the best course of action. Rest assured, we'll do all we can to find them. Story quest! The group searched the town from top to bottom, but they found no signs of the missing children. And by the time the other residents became aware of what happened, evening had given way to night. Well, I think it's safe to say the boys aren't in town. The boys are back in town, diesmal nicht. Looks like they really did head out towards the castle on the boat. The lake's been calm and there's no sign of a boat in the water, so at least it's unlikely they capsized. Guess that leaves the castle then, right? Lohengrin Castle was once a stronghold of the Eisenritter. And while the Osage family is still its stewards, it's rare that anyone ventures inside. I hope nothing terrible has happened to them. Their parents are really worried too. I've asked them to stay at home and wait for us to contact them, but at this point all we can do is venture into the castle and see what we find. We have used all the boat now. Do we not? We do. A couple of students from the Osage school are preparing an orbital boat for us as we speak. It does worry me that it has started to grow misty again though. Well, let's head down to the wharf. Let's make sure all of our equipment is sorted out and we have everything we need just in case. Right, let's hurry. Yay, ich könnte vielleicht mal meine Waffen aufleveln und sowas. Das wäre eine Idee. Matau! Komm mal her. Braucht deine Hilfe. Nee, nicht du. Du. Moment, ich habe ja niemandem richtig neue Waffen gekauft, oder? Kann das... Moment. Ach, ihr habe ich schon verbessert. Ich kann nur eine einzige Waffe verbessern. Ah, Scheibenkleister. Dann nehmen wir den Katzbalger. Ich hätte gehofft, dass ich mehr Upgrade-Material gehabt hätte, aber anscheinend nicht. Hat noch jemand irgendwie verschlossene... Nö. Kann ich noch ein paar Quarters machen, die man gebrauchen könnten? Ein Attack 3? Ja, warum nicht? Holy Breath. Jo, warum nicht? Wade 2. Jo, warum nicht? Impede 2. Habe ich, glaube ich, schon eins zumindest. Shining. Fortuna. Luminous Ray. Anal. Düse. Nee, nichts weiter. Gut. Das war's, was wir jetzt hier vorbereiten können, glaube ich. Wo muss ich hin? Hier muss ich hin. Hier ist das Boot. I see the orbital board has been prepared, lady. Wo ist dein Fedora? Yes, we just finished getting it ready for our departure. So this is an orbital board, huh? Looks kind of fun. This hardly seems like the time to be getting excited for a boat ride. I've operated orbital boats before, so I'll see us to our destination. Row, row, row. Ja, ist ein Motorboot. Katzbalger ist ein knuffiger Name für eine Waffe. Ist aber auch ein echter Name. Wenn du mal guckst, Katzbalger, einfach mal googeln. Wirst du sehen, ist ein richtiger Name für eine Waffe. Alright, we'll leave it to you then. My lady, please wait. I still feel we ought to be the ones going out and searching. You shouldn't have to trouble yourself with matters like these. I appreciate your concern, but as the Viscount's daughter, I feel this is part of my duties to the people of Legram. It also happens to fall under the scope of our field study. Can't deny that. We'll do all we can to support her. You needn't worry. Ja, gut. Labert halt alle noch. Depart to Lohengrin Castle. Wie... Sie freut sich. What do you think is waiting for us inside the castle? So you passed out on the couch the moment we returned to the guild, but now you're simply popping with energy? Milliam, you know this isn't a game, right? Oh, wie Meta. Ooh. I know. But as long as Lemmy is with us, there's nothing to worry about. Let's just grab those kids so we can go exploring. Milliam? He doesn't seem nervous in the slightest. Did you guys just hear a bell? Das Ding leuchtet doch. Yeah, it came from the direction of the castle. Well, Lohengrin Castle does have a bell tower. But as far as I'm aware, access to it has been sealed off. So who's ringing it? A bell tolling at night in the old stronghold of the Eisenritter. We'd best be prepared for anything. Ja, es ist eine schöne Kameraeinstellung gerade. Ja, sie hypt Lemmy wirklich so übel auf, ne? Also, als ob so, mir kann nichts passieren, solange Lemmy dabei ist. Als ob irgendwie dann Lemmy irgendwann zerstört wird, ne? We're almost there. Let's make sure we're prepared before we head ashore. Well, here we are. Und da ist das andere Boot. Hey, do you think that's the boat the children took? I can't imagine who else it would be. At least they appear to have reached the castle safely. Then it's Safe to assume they went inside as well? It's well past sundown now. We need to find them as soon as we can. Da haben wir ja einiges jetzt vor uns. Looks like that patch will take us to the cliff. Okay, ihr braucht ihn nicht alles kleinlichst erklären.
So this is St. Sandlot's old stronghold, Lohengrin Castle.
Oh. Oh, hübsch da drüben. Oh.
This is the first time I've come here at night. Be careful of your footing.
Das sieht doch hübsch aus. Oder? Das hat doch was. Mag ja so.
Whoa, what's that?
Something strange about the castle.
Ja, es leuchtet.
Is that glow just the moonlight?
Der Mond über Mond ist hübsch, ja. Der Mond über Mond, beim Mond im Mond, im Mondschein. Ja, okay, das Schloss leuchtet. Was auch immer hier los ist.
So this is Lohengrin Castle.
Voice acting!
Ancient stronghold of Saint Sandlot, gathering place of the warriors of old. It looks even more beautiful up close.
Yeah, but what's up with that weird glow?
I've been here several times before, but I've never seen it like this.
I can sense a very strange wind blowing from within.
Hat Blähung.
It doesn't feel like monsters, though.
I can feel it too. Like something is writhing around inside.
Blähung, sag ich ja.
Wait, what kind of something?
I feared as much. I can definitely sense the presence of the dead.
Oh, fuck!
Emma?
I'm alright, but we're going to need to tread carefully in there.
Right. There's no telling what may happen when we venture inside. We should make certain we're ready before entering.
Okay, wir sind ready.
It won't budge.
Did the door just seal itself shut on its own?
You stupid door! Lammy! Bust it open!
Well, that was unexpected.
No!
So not even Air Getlum can break us out of here?
It appears that there's a barrier in place.
What kind of barrier? Are you talking about that strange symbol that appeared on the door for a moment?
How would you know something like that, Emma?
Well, I've always had a pretty strong sixth sense about these kinds of things. So sometimes I can sense things that aren't visible to the naked eye.
Sixth sense?
Fascinating.
Come to think of it, this isn't the first time you've reacted strangely to unusual phenomena.
Eustace has a point.
I've heard that people from the church can make use of some strange powers. So are you a sister of the church or something?
Kind of the opposite.
What?
Oh, you got me. I've always been a big supporter of the church.
Ja, Emma, nee, nix ist. Vergiss es.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Emma, just who are you?
Eine gute Frage. Wer zur Hölle ist Emma eigentlich? Wir haben von allen eine Erklärung, wo sie herkommen, wer sie sind, nur von Emma nicht.
What's that sound?
It's the bell we heard earlier.
Something's approaching to the left and the right.
Und sie hat eine sprechende Katze. Dürfen wir nicht vergessen. Oh, hallo.
Monsters, is it?
Ja.
No. These are no ordinary beasts.
But we're going to have to fight them all the same.
Very well, I will serve as your opponent.
My turn.
Shadow Spirit. Okay, die halten nichts aus.
Turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it.
An eerie spirit that lacks a solid body gives those who hear it nightmares, causing them to lose their sanity.
Very well.
Here we go.
Okay, allzu stark sind sie nicht.
My turn.
Fucking triff auch bitte.
I shall fulfill my duty as a noble.
Flop.
Looks like we beat them.
Are you alright, Milliam?
What were those things?
Milliam scheint echt Angst vor Geistern zu haben.
Mysterious spirits. Though perhaps it would be more appropriate to call them fiends. Either way, they were no ordinary opponents.
The higher elements seem to be present here as well. And I suspect that's true of the whole castle.
Yeah, it did feel that way. Though I'm still not sure what the ringing bell from earlier has to do with anything.
This place seems to be even more dangerous than we could have anticipated. And as long as that barrier remains in place, so will we. We're going to need to search for a way out.
Okay, Emma. It looks like we're going to need to rely on this sixth sense of yours in order to navigate this castle safely. You don't have to tell us anything if you're not comfortable. Right now, our safety is in your hands. Can we count on you?
Yes, of course.
Alright, then time is of the essence. With fiends like those roaming the castle, I'm even more worried about the children.
True. We should start looking right away.
We're going already. Can't we rest here a little longer?
Ja?
Those fiends scare the strength right out of your legs?
No! That's totally not it!
You're more than welcome to stay here and wait.
Whoa, waiting by myself would be even worse!
Alright, let's see what we can find.
Ja, hat was von Final Dungeon, ist es aber nicht. Wir wissen ja, dass noch was kommt. Ne, also vom Intro des Spiels wissen wir ja, dass noch was kommt. Emma can now use the S-Craft Lord Alberaeon. Okay. Endlich kann sie ihr S-Craft benutzen. Können jetzt alle ihre S-Craft einsetzen? Gucken wir mal. S-Craft, 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 S-Craft. Ihre S-Craft. Alle ihre S-Craft. Okay. Ein Schwert. Ein fliegendes Schwert. Wandering Sword. Detektore das mal, bitte. A sword from the Middle Ages is capable of fighting by itself. Can take the life of an intruder in a single blow. Oh oh. Das hätte man designen können wie ein Hinrichtungsschwert eigentlich. Genau deswegen. Okay. Ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass es... Hat Justus jetzt ein Level abbekommen? Du warst doch gerade noch tot. Und jetzt ist er wieder vollständig geheilt. Er war tot, haben wir es gewonnen, hat deswegen Level abbekommen und das Level Up hat ihn geheilt. Okay, hier unten ist scheinbar nix, oder? Ja, okay, mit den Schwertern will ich mich nicht unbedingt rumärgern müssen.
I'll handle this.
Oh nein, das kannst du aber gleich mal vergessen. Konnte ihn jetzt nicht analysieren, aber undead uses. Wir kriegen das schon hin. Ich habe jetzt kaum Ich bin jetzt instinktiv einfach nach rechts, links gelaufen, aber ach ja, okay, da kann ich noch gar nicht lang, wie es aussieht. Mirage, Sabbath. Jetzt geht nach unten und nach oben und nach oben und nach unten. Also hier geht's noch nirgendwo, hier geht's nur nach unten erstmal. Und vertikal hier, der...
We have nothing to fear.
Here we go. The second form. Gale.
Lohengrin ist aber auch ein Name, ist aber... Den habe ich auch irgendwo mal gehört. Ich weiß aber nicht mehr...
Power of the 8 leaves.
Ich glaube, das ist ein italienisches Wort. Ich glaube, Lohengrin ist vielleicht sogar ein italienischer Name. Alter italienischer Name, vielleicht? Irgendwie ein alter... Ich glaube, es war ein Männername.
The advantage is ours.
Go. The second form. Gale.
Ja, das andere Schwert war nicht mit dabei in der...
It's my turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals. All complete.
My turn. Now. Go. Full.
Bonk.
Your swordsmanship gets better.
Jetzt kriegen wir hier wirklich ohne Ende Level-Ups.
Just getting started.
Ihr könntet auch mal neue Skills bekommen, also... Gaius und... William könnte man eine neue Fähigkeit bekommen, oder? Denen fehlt noch eine. Alle haben sie 4 Fähigkeiten? Okay, Eustace fehlt noch eine. Gaius fehlt noch eine und William fehlt noch eine. Die solltet ihr vielleicht auch mal irgendwann freischalten. Look, there's something over there! That seems a kind of a pedestal. Ich muss mich mal anständig hinsetzen hier. And there's some sort of orb sitting on it. I suspect this orb has the power to disable a barrier. So can we use it to leave the castle? I don't think so. Orbs like this function a bit like keys. Each only has the power to dispel its corresponding barrier. I don't think this is the one that goes with the barrier on the front door of the castle. Regardless, it seems we'll need to take it with us if we want to advance. Das war ein ungewöhnlich schwerer Satz. Yellow Orb. Okay, now we should be able to access another area of the castle. But you know, there's something else here I'm curious about. Oh, die Tür kommt mir bekannt vor. That's one huge door. I've had my eye on it ever since we entered this room. Doesn't it look more than a little similar to the door on the 4th floor at the old schoolhouse? You're right. It looks a lot like the red door that giant armor was hidden behind. I seldom visit the castle, so I'm afraid there's not much I can tell you. There's always the possibility that the children might have gone inside. We should check it, just to be sure. Die Kinder sind wahrscheinlich schon tot oder so. Wir sollten eigentlich nach Hause gehen. Ach nee, wir sind ja eingesperrt. Lohengrin war der Name des Sohns von Parzival aus der Artus-Saga und fand auch namentlich Verwendung in Richard Wagners Oper. Okay. Also hatte ich ja doch ganz recht gehabt, dass es ein Name für jemanden war. It doesn't seem like it wants to open. It seems as steadfast as the wall around it, if not more so. That's true, I can't see any signs that the children might have gone inside either. We should probably move on and check somewhere else then. Makes you wonder though, how did a door like this come to be in Lohengrin Castle to begin with? Even the patterns on it are like the ones on the door in the old schoolhouse. Odd as it may seem, maybe they are connected somehow. We did theorize that the old schoolhouse may be connected to Emperor Dracula in some way. Saint Sandlot was Dracula's foremost ally and on close terms with him even before he became the Emperor. Ah, das macht natürlich Sinn. It's not implausible that there may be a connection there. Well, whatever secrets this door may hold, it's a dead end right now. Random Theorie. Das Schloss wurde auf diesen Überresten der Tür und so errichtet. Interessante Theorie. Der Mund ist wieder so trocken. Ja. We should turn around and look elsewhere. Let's retrace our steps to the entrance hall to the castle. There should be a barrier somewhere that we can use this orb to disable. Let's be on our way then. Dankeschön, dass ihr euch so kurz haltet mal wieder mit euren Dialogen. Oh, hier ist eine Kiste.
Oh, a treasure chest.
Lunar Robe. Oh, das ist eine gute. Eine Hanfrobe. Jetzt natürlich die Frage, wie komme ich dann auf der anderen Seite nach oben? Also anscheinend ist das... Muss ich erstmal ein Stockwerk hoch und dann ist der Durchgang. Also andere Seite. Blöde wandelnde Rüstung. Brauche ich nicht kämpfen jetzt. Na komm. Hier Balm. Reviving Balm. Jetzt macht das Ding aus. Well, that should have disabled the barrier here. What an unusual mechanism. The castle seems to have an abundant supply of unusual things. To say nothing of those ghastly fiends prowling around. Uses, don't say the G word. Der hat echt Angst vor Geistern. Well, at least we should be able to push farther into the castle now. There may be similar mechanisms elsewhere in the castle, so keep an eye out, everyone. Okay, gehen wir. Der Dungeon dauert eine Weile, glaube ich. Er kann wirklich ein bisschen in die Länge gehen. Bitch. Habe ich irgendwelche starken Arts, die ich einsetzen kann? Nö.
Before my blade.
Töpfe! Okay. Hund!
I welcome all challengers. Here we go.
Dark Canine. Okay, niemand ist gestorben. Das ist schade. Warum musstest du jetzt ausgerechnet daneben hauen? Das war genau das Letzte, was ich eigentlich wollte, dass du tust.
Your swordsmanship gets better with
Jetzt könnte ich theoretisch noch eine weitere Waffe upgraden. Ganz viel Zipf. Da ist auch noch eine Kiste. Yeah.
The advantage is ours.
My turn. The second form, Gale.
Very well.
Plus 100 CP, das war sehr schön. Das hat ja kaum Schaden gemacht. Okay, also physische Angriffe scheinen hier besser geeignet zu sein, glaube ich.
have a lot of training to do.
Also diese ganzen Gegner hier sind eher magisch resistent. Habe ich das Gefühl.
Oh, that's a beautiful looking treasure chest.
Eine Firebell. Wollt ihr mich verarschen? Das letzte, was ich brauche. Entrance Hall. External Corridor. Muss ich gerade was nachschauen. Wenn ich jetzt hier lang gehe, wo komme ich da raus? Eine dunkle Kiste.
Is that a treasure chest?
Oh, what the fuck? Death Slugger.
Second form, Gale!
Right. No escape.
My turn. Now is our chance.
Leave it to me.
Wow.
My turn. Now's our chance.
An opening.
It's my turn. Analyzing the
Ich
enemy.
wollte eigentlich nur erstmal nochmal analysieren können hier so. A purgatorial tank that mows down sinners in its wake. Moves ceaselessly, firing its cannon with reckless abandon. Das sieht aus wie ein Shadow Hearts Monster. Jetzt mal ohne Scheiß.
Here we go.
My turn. Hey.
Haha. Verfehlt.
Okay. Oh, we should be safe now.
Ich habe mir jetzt nicht die Mühe gemacht, Uses wieder zu beleben. Einfach,
I've only.
weil auf diese Art und Weise... Katze! Ich hab eine Katze bekommen. Okay, ich dachte, ich könnte ihn wiederbeleben. Jetzt einfach, aber... Nee, doch nicht. Guck mal, wie ich das anders mache.
An external corridor. We must be on the north side of the castle.
Bring it on. Here we go. The second form, Gale!
Okay. Hear me.
Genau, weil Emma kann ja
I suppose I
wiederbeleben.
should thank you.
Bonk.
My turn.
Go!
It's my turn. Hear me.
Bekommt man noch eine Serene Blessing.
I suppose I should thank you.
Sehr schön.
Here we go. We'll cut our own path.
Level up! Achso. Link Level up. Link hat ein Level up bekommen.
Is that a treasure chest?
Judgment Bolt! Das klingt doch mal nach was. Judgment Bolt. Brings down judgment upon foes with lightning. Very, very frightening. Ist ja eigentlich ganz gut so. Du vielleicht? Ja, du brauchst kein Evade groß. Du kannst einen Judgment Bolt haben. Und die Wheelers von Return to Oz, stimmt. Hat auch so ein bisschen was. Aber es sieht ein bisschen zu abgefuckt aus, um selbst das dafür. Also. Ich glaube, da hatte draußen gerade jemand einen Unfall. Auf der Straße. Du hast gerade ganz dolle Krachen hören. Wo sind wir jetzt? Ach, wir sind auf der anderen Seite. Okay. Celestial Balm.
Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand.
Nothing but trouble.
Ich weiß es nicht. Es klang jetzt nicht so krass. Ich kann mal gucken. Ob ich auch wirklich... Ups. Nö. Also ich sage jetzt zumindest auf der Straße nichts. Es klang nur einfach so. Wer weiß, was passiert ist. Manchmal... Aber das ist nichts Neues hier. Muss ich dazu sagen. Wie ich ja schon, glaube ich, mehrfach erwähnt habe, ich wohne hier an einer Kreuzung. An einer Ampelkreuzung. Treasure Sword, can now be used. Okay. Seals falls in ice, then shatters it. Unbalanced plus 20%. Endlich mal eine Fähigkeit, die ich wieder nutzen kann, eine neue. Ach, hier ist ein Orb. Okay. Red Orb! Wo war eine rote Tür eigentlich? Wo war hier eine rote Tür? Hier war das. Ach, da oben. Okay. Irgendwie hatte ich den Dungeon länger in Erinnerung. Um ehrlich zu sein, ich bin jetzt schon sehr weit gekommen, glaube ich. Hey, those are... This isn't good. Ach, da sind ja die Kinder endlich mal. Julian! Go away, you monsters! The great knight Julian will never forgive you if you hurt Tano. Genau, Julian, sag's ihnen. Goddess, please help us. Stand back! Ja, komm. Ich habe so viele Buffs? Das war das, was ich hier gemacht habe. Stimmt, jetzt erinnere ich mich überhaupt. Ah. Stärke plus. Einfach, weil wir es können. Wir machen mal eine Treasure Sword, einfach um zu sehen, wie das Ding aussieht. Warum haut ihr alle daneben? Und sofort tot. Da war einer vergiftet anscheinend oder sowas. Oder hat gebrannt. Alright. Looks like we took care of them. You're not hurt, are you? No, we're okay. That was so cool. You guys are all so strong. Just like the Eisenritters from the old stories. Considering their predicament, they don't seem to be any worse for wear. Well, as long as they're both unharmed. Actually, I think both of you have something to say. Huh? Ja, Laura ist sauer gerade. Oh, right. Thanks for saving us. That's not what I meant. You stole a boat and entered property that is off limits to you without telling anyone where you are going. What do you think would have happened if we hadn't just come looking for you? Who would have saved you? Do you have any idea how worried your parents and everyone else in the town are about you? Oh ja, sie ist sauer. I'm sorry. If you realize what you did wrong, I have nothing further to say on the matter. I admire your bravery stepping forward to defend Kano like you did. But you're still young and inexperienced like I am. It's one thing to aspire to the qualities of a knight, but no good will come of rushing to that goal. Right, I'm sorry. Thank you for coming for us, everyone. Don't worry about it. Try to be a little less reckless in the future, would you? Users, are you actually embarrassed you got thanked by a kid? Hush, you impudent brat. Impudent brat. Well, we found them and they're safe. That's a huge relief. Now all that's left is finding a way out of this castle. Come to think of it, we couldn't even enter this room until we disabled the barrier. So how did the two of you get inside? When we first came in here, everything was normal. We were on our way to the top floor, but as soon as we came in here, suddenly there was this pale haze everywhere. Oh, schon wieder leer. Then these strange circles appeared on the door and we couldn't open it anymore. We didn't know what to do. We ended up locked in. There doesn't seem to be any access to this room either. It seems as though if we want to leave, we'll have to deal with whatever's causing all of this. Surely there must be some way to disable that barrier on the front door. Hold on a minute. Zoom! I can sense something coming from the top floor of the castle. A mysterious energy flowing up from there like a wellspring. What? You can sense something like that? Well, more or less, yes. That's about the only clue we have to go on right now, so we might as well go up and take a look around. Maybe it's me, but it almost feels like she's starting to be more forthcoming with her insights. But what about the children? We can't just leave them there. Better just take them with us then? There are enough of us that we'll be able to keep them safe. No telling what kind of danger we'll run into, but it makes sense to bring them along so as we can keep an eye on them. What do the two of you think? Would you prefer to stay with us? Yeah. Very well then. Fine. I suppose we'll take care of the responsibility for your safety then. Alright, let's head to the top floor. Ist euch eigentlich mal aufgefallen, dass die Schattierungen in den Charaktermodellen alle so aussehen, als hätten alle Charaktere übel verschwitzte Achseln? Guck mal auf Reen. Der sieht aus, als hätte der gerade irgendwie im Hochsommer joggen gewesen oder so. Das ist ganz schlechte Schattierung. Und Milliam sieht noch schlimmer aus. Let's have ourselves a look at the source of the mysterious energy Emma was talking about. Let's be on our way then. Ich hab noch eine Kiste hier gesehen.
Yay, treasure!
Yay! Rakshasa. Attacks, crafts, cause... Ist eher was für... Blood, Burn, Poison. Bleibt dabei. Obwohl, Moment, halt. Halt. ETS minus 50, 25? Was hat das gemacht? Ach, Speed und Movement, okay. Ist aber eine gute... ETS ist gut, ADF kann ich eh nicht ändern. Defense. Versiegeln ist auch gut. Ich mach das Gift weg. Kann's gar nicht wegmachen, weil das... Ah, scheiße. Scheiße! Kann's gar nicht hier einsetzen, weil der Voice Breaker jetzt hier in der Line 2 drin ist. Das habe ich jetzt auch festgestellt, das wusste ich vorher gar nicht, darauf habe ich gar nicht geachtet. Diese Lines, hier Line 1 und Line 2 und Line 3, bedeutet, dass ich jetzt hier teilweise eben so Sachen wie Quotes vom selben Typen nicht in derselbe Line einsetzen kann. Jetzt habe ich hier zum Beispiel Attack 3. Jetzt kann ich hier auch kein weiteres Attack 3 in dieser Line einsetzen. In Line 2 ging es dann, glaube ich, wieder. Versiegeln ist gut. Das Clean ist unglaublich wichtig. Allein die Stärke zu verringern ist wichtig. Magische Angriffskraft verringern ist gut. Magisch. Das würde ich austauschen wollen, aber. Das kann ich nicht, da ist nur Wasser möglich. Dann bekommst du das. Monodrive, ja, brauche ich nicht. Kommst du das Rakshasa? Müssen wir wohl, ja.
Oh, Moon, shield us from harm. Present check.
Au.
My turn. Second form, Gale.
My turn.
Brains Beam.
I'll handle this.
Death Blow. Tot.
I shall fulfill my duty as a noble.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
Just getting started.
Darius, du brauchst wirklich langsamer.
We've reached the uppermost floor. The bell tower is ahead.
The energy source is nearby. Almost there.
Furia Balm. Wind. Okay. Rest. Kann ich noch hier customizen? Ich kann noch eine customizen. Ja. Emma, du bekommst was Besseres. Und euch beide brauche ich jetzt eh nicht in der Gruppe. Sehr gut. Blaue Kugel. Das ist natürlich die Kugel, die wir brauchen, um hier rauszukommen.
What is that?
It looks like the orbs we've come across before, but it's far larger. I have an uneasy feeling about it.
There's a cold, pale light flickering inside of it.
Man, it's huge. It's kind of pretty.
I definitely sense some kind of power coming from it. Is this the source of the energy you were sensing earlier, Emma?
There's no doubt about it. I suspect this orb is the cause of all the strange things going on in this castle. If we can destroy it, I'm betting everything will return to normal.
All right, just leave it to me.
What?
Miriam, du kannst nicht all deine Probleme mit Lemmy lösen.
Don't sweat it. Lammy's busted up tougher looking stuff than this. Let's smash this orb and get out of this creepy castle already.
You idiot, we have no idea what it might do.
Go, go, Lemmy!
Ja.
Milliam!
War ja klar, dass das passiert. Voice Acting, natürlich.
What did I just say?
Are you all right?
I forgot about those stupid barriers.
I guess it makes sense that it would be protected by one of those barriers.
Wait, something's wrong.
What's happening to it? I feel an incredible torrent of energy pouring out of it. Everyone get back!
Oh nein. Nosferatu.
A bone-faced fiend?
A Nosferatu? How could it manifest something like that in the real world?
Du weißt also, dass es ein Nosferatu
It's
ist.
on a completely different level than the foes we've encountered so far. Julian, Carno, get behind us.
There's no way we can afford to lose. Not here.
Sieht aus wie ein Dark Souls Boss.
Let's give it everything we've got.
Right.
This might actually be a challenge. Good.
My turn.
Uses. Laber nicht so ein Mist. Also wieder. Okay. 2 Shadow Spirits. Die muss ich loswerden.
Now's our chance.
Und wenn wir schon mal dabei sind, machen wir einen Rush. Viel Schaden war es nicht, aber es funktioniert. Warum hast du jetzt kein... Dann mach halt fucking Battlescope.
My turn.
Warum habt ihr alle keine CP?
Of course.
Go.
Natürlich. Hey, Bitch. Hör mal auf zu zaubern.
Yeah.
Au. Armer Break.
Off guard.
Go.
Orkslash.
Here we go.
Orkslash.
My turn.
Armorbreaker.
Now.
My turn.
Orkslash. Ich mache jetzt die Arc-Slash immer wieder, um halt ihn davon zu hindern, so häufig. Wer weiß wie häufig
Now is our chance. Don't let it pass.
zu agieren.
Leave it to me.
Das dürfte jetzt ein bisschen Schaden gemacht haben. Ja, Soul Pignon. Ist Soul Pignon nicht eigentlich eine Feder? Warum hast du jetzt Emma geklaut? Entschuldigung, das ist meine Emma. Nicht deine. Gib die mal wieder her.
Shatter.
My turn.
My turn.
I'll handle this.
Right.
Ich kann Emma nicht nicht heilen oder irgendwas.
Shatter.
Soul Release. Okay, jetzt ist sie wieder draußen.
I can do this.
Kannst du deine Serene Blessing eigentlich auch auf dich selbst anwenden? Nee. Gut. Dann mach mal ein Holy Breath. All allies. Fuck you.
Now's our chance.
An opening.
Now.
You have my thanks.
Suppose I should thank you. Very well.
Right.
Läuft ganz gut bisher.
My turn.
Äh,
All right, let's do this.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
sag mal, warum kriegst du so wenig CP?
Oh, Moon, shield us from harm. Crescent shell.
Da war ja noch einer.
I'll handle this. Now is our chance. Don't let it pass.
Understood.
Champignon. Nicht Laura! Gerade sie ist der ganz falsche Charakter, den du jetzt hättest einsammeln sollen.
My turn.
Dankeschön. Das... Ja, okay.
It's
Gut.
my turn.
Garden of Nightmares.
Here we go.
Auf einmal ist alles scheiße. Laura, hör mal auf kaputt zu sein.
You have my thanks.
Und mach mal den Radiant Walls.
Might of the Arcade School. Radiant Blade Dance.
Das waren 20.000 HP Schaden.
Evil will fall before my blade.
Das hätte ich früher machen sollen. Wow.
I did it.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
Not bad.
That should suffice.
I'm just getting started.
Savage Fang cannot be used. Skewers foes with great force.
I did it!
Das ist doch schön. Und da hätten wir das erledigt. Hose, Hose.
Did we win?
What a terrifying opponent.
So that was...
Careful. Something still feels wrong.
What?
Watch out!
Damn it!
How could I have been so careless? I had no idea it had this much power left.
Laura! Are you okay? This is bad! Even Lammy can't move!
Looks like I've got no choice.
Reen, no! If you're not careful, you'll be drawn into it.
What are you?
What?
What?
Ja, genau was ich auch gerade dachte, Laura.
What was that?
Da steht jemand. Miau. Okay. Minka inspiziert den Greenscreen auf seine Stabilität. Alles in Ordnung? Okay. Sephiroth mit einer Saint Seiya Rüstung dann am
Is
ehesten.
everyone all right?
I'm fine. That was really bright.
What just happened?
I have no idea. It all happened so quickly.
Aber jemand mit langen Haaren und einer Rüstung mit großen Schultern hat uns gerade gerettet. Wer auch immer das war.
I heard the sound of something piercing through the air.
Yeah, right through that orb too. It looked like a lance. But how could someone hurl something that large with that much force?
A lance?
Yeah. And whoever threw it was standing right up there until just a moment ago. It was a golden-haired woman, shrouded by a strange light.
Ja, wer das wohl war jetzt?
Golden hair, you say?
But that sounds just like...
Laura!
That's impossible.
What's everyone all excited about? Hey, wait for me!
Mensch, Miriam, pass halt im Geschichtsunterricht auf.
There's no one here. Not that I honestly expected there would be.
That pale glow surrounding the castle seems to have disappeared too.
Is that because the orb was destroyed?
That would mean the lance that destroyed it.
The Lance Maiden.
Aber wie kann das sein? Oh,
I
Miet.
thought it
Oh,
might
pff,
be her,
pff.
but it seems like it was the Steel Maiden.
Katze? Du guckst... Also du siehst jetzt mal so richtig böse aus.
Still, we really are out of time.
Fuck.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Wir sind Rang
I've got a
A3.
little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Wir kommen dem Ende nahe. Also relativ. Ist noch ein bisschen, aber wir kommen dem Ganzen näher. Thank you for all you've done for us today during our stay, Klaus. Please have a safe journey, everyone. I apologize for not being more of service to you during your long-awaited return home, my lady. With all that happened yesterday, you hardly had any time to relax and enjoy your visit. On the contrary, I had ample time to enjoy soaking in the atmosphere of home. And thanks to that wonderful, nutritious dinner after we returned from the castle so tired, I was able to sleep well too. Indeed, for all that happened, I feel surprisingly well rested today. I'm just glad that the children were alright. It sounds like they got a real earful from their families, though. They deserved every minute. Just what was it we witnessed yesterday? Ah. Yeah, I'm still mulling over where that lance that saved our skin last night could have come from. I only know what you've told me, I'm afraid. There's no doubt in my mind that it was Saint Sandlot. He must have sensed our peril confronting the strange specter and chose to lend us a helping hand. Du hast vielleicht vergessen, dass die liebe Saint Sandlot schon seit 200 Jahren tot ist. Well, honestly, I can't think of an explanation that sounds any more plausible than that. Considering the situation, it's almost hard to believe it could have been anything else. Well, that's certainly true. Feels like everything that happened last night was some grand dream. I think that of all of us, you have perhaps the least right to say that. Actually, one of the accounts of Saint Sandlot's deaths places it right around this time of year. So it's almost the anniversary, and last night was a full moon. So it doesn't seem all that implausible that her spirit might manifest itself somewhere in the castle. I've heard that account of Saint Sandlot's death before. Hold on a minute, even if all that stuff about Saint Sandlot is true, that doesn't explain all the weird things you did yesterday. Well, I learned a lot about curses from my grandmother growing up. And working with barriers isn't all that difficult if you put your mind to it. Really? Also da... Emma benimmt sich mal so gar nicht verdächtig. Well, I suppose I'll take your word for it. I'm not sure I can say the same. I'll be sure to inform the Viscount of all that transpired here. In the meantime, you should be heading off to the next location you're to visit on your field study. I hope your journey is safe and a pleasant one. Thank you. 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 Okay, wir haben uns alle ganz brav bedankt. Mehrfach. Nichts wie raus hier aus der Butze. Gibt's noch irgendwas, was wir tun müssen? Wir könnten noch mit Prana reden. In der Villa. Prana. Du bist nicht Prana, oder? Nee, du bist Josef. Wer ist Prana nochmal? Du bist Prana. Okay. Frag mich, ob das jemals... Also, okay. Dumme Frage. Ich wollte fragen, ob jemand jemals dieses Zeug gelesen hat hier. Die ganzen Kapitel. Aber ganz ehrlich, ich bin mir hundertprozentig sicher, dass es jemand wirklich gemacht hat. Es gibt Leute, die lesen alles in Elder Scrolls Spielen. Also wird es auch Leute geben, die hier alles lesen, glaube ich. Watau? Ich habe noch ein paar U-Material. Glaube ich, eingesammelt, ne? Nee, habe ich nicht. Ich hätte nur zu gerne mehr Material. Um alle irgendwie aufzubessern, aber leider ist mir das jetzt nicht vergönnt. We still seem to have a little time before the next train leaves. What should we do? It might be best to just wait in the station until the train arrives. Du würdest es lesen? Red Moon Rose, nicht Red Rose Moon. Red Moon Rose. Ich meine, kannst du ja machen. Ich glaube, den gibt's online im Trails Wiki. Oder wie heißt das Wiki? Moment, ich habe das bookmarkt. Nee, Kiseki Wiki. Warte, kann ich hier mal... Upp. Da bin ich mir ziemlich sicher, dass du die lesen kannst dort. Die werden die dort aufgeschrieben haben. Wait in the station. Wir haben hier nichts mehr groß zu tun. Yeah, let's go wait inside. We need to buy our tickets for the trip to Guerrilla Fortress too. Hey users, wanna buy me some snacks? So bin ich, wenn ich irgendwo hingehe. Wenn ich jemanden, der buy me snacks. Buy your own food. Und das ist generell auch die Antwort, die ich bekomme, ja. Lively as ever, I see. Let's head in then. Meets. Die Animationen sind teilweise so schlecht in diesem Spiel. Jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, also ich weiß natürlich, dass dieses Spiel kein hohes Budget hatte. Da kann man das verzeihen. Aber trotzdem will ich es einfach nur mal anmerken, dass manchmal die Animationen hier echt billig sind. Weil das Spiel billig produziert wurde im Großen und Ganzen. I could see the castle for the second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense right around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in our castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Guckt ja, er starrt hier nur auf die Mopsies, glaube ich. Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Legram once again. For the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. Oh, I understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. Ooh, it seems like a place that we nobles could learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time too. You're all more than welcome, Legram, anytime. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next return. Das ist doch schön. Ich meine, es war ja schön. Schönes kleines Örtchen. Stimmt wohl. Direkt an einem See ist auch schön. Ich wohne ja auch fast direkt an einem See. Das hat immer was Schönes. Also ich habe nicht nur einen See, wir haben mehrere Seen hier direkt in der Nähe. Ich kann mit dem Fahrrad zu irgendwie 2 oder 3 Seen fahren einfach. After leaving Legram, we changed trains at Berea Hard Station and rode to Kreuzen, Mainline North, heading toward Galdic. Danke, dass ihr das jetzt überspringt, dass wir das nicht alles nochmal sehen müssen. Hebel, Branchline. Ach ja, diese schönen kleinen Montagen, Reisemontagen. Immer gern gesehen. Und ich sage es... Okay, gut, ich habe jetzt die Befürchtung gehabt, wir sehen es jetzt doch noch, aber glücklicherweise nicht. Die sitzen alle so aufrecht und steif. Muss doch unbequem sein. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Celtic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Guerrilla Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Guerrilla Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nations from the threat of the Calvert Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses the 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Die Railway guns, wir erinnern uns. Weren't those the weapons that Gwyn said he regretted constructing? Yeah, they're these 2 massive orbital cannons pointed towards the east of Calvert. Or maybe specifically, they're aiming at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossbell State. Das ist echt unangenehm. Stellt euch mal vor, in einer Stadt zu leben, wo 2 riesige, gigantische Kanonen direkt auf euch gerichtet sind. Das ist wie ein fucking Panoptikon mit Waffen. Absolut widerlich. By the way, der ganze ominöse Aufbau von Emma und Katze, dass nur wenig Zeit bleibt, hat mich doch etwas genervt, weil einfach mehr danach etwas Interessantes noch kommen wird, während wir noch auf dem Schulausflug sind. Frustrierend, so geteased zu werden. Es ist fürchterlich, ich weiß. Und das ganze Getease geht auch erstmal weiter bis zum Ende des Spiels. Das kann ich schon mal sagen. Am Ende des Spiels löst sich einiges auf. Das kann ich schon mal vorwegnehmen. Was genau passiert, werde ich natürlich nicht spoilern. Aber es kommt zu einem Höhepunkt noch im Spiel, dann am Ende. Absolut. They're pretty crazy, yeah. It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. Wait. You've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Gramps took Claire, Lecter and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of a man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, it's something like that anyway. Consider what it means. He has a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart the Crossbell with Prince Oliver. Guess the trade conference kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I wanna go to Crossbell. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group there. And they have a huge theme park there, right? Das sieht man dann in den Crossbell-Spielen, also Trails to Zero und Trails to Azure. Ich wollte gleich jetzt mal was fix nachschauen, weil ich glaube, es war doch... Wann kam Trails to blablabla? Trails from Zero, so heißt es. Heißt der erste Teil der Crossbell-Spiele. Und der kommt... Oh ja, genau, der kommt am 27. September 2022, also diesen Monat in 14 Tagen, also in 2 Wochen, kommt der nächste Trails-Teil raus, also ein alter Trails-Teil. Ja, genau, da sieht man die Theatergruppe und den Amusement Park, der ist dann in Trails from Zero und Trails to Azure. Wie gesagt, das kommt diesen Monat raus in 2 Wochen, ziemlich genau 2 Wochen. Allerdings liegt das noch weit in unserer Zukunft, die Spiele. Wir gehen ja erstmal die Cold Steel Teile durch und dann denke ich mal, werden wir die Trails in the Sky Teile machen und dann erst diese Crossbell Spiele. Also wir haben noch einiges vor uns dann entsprechend. Aber die laufen ja nicht weg. So ist es ja nicht. That's what I've heard, though you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently, President Toa is going as part of the entourage to further her studies. Really, she never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Mädel macht sie den Hustle hier. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. He's the pride of the academy. Stolz auf Toa. Ja, dein Gelaber brauche ich jetzt nicht wissen. So lange wird es auch nicht dauern. Ich werde wahrscheinlich es so machen, dass ich immer ein Trail spiele, dann was anderes, dann wieder ein Trail spiele, dann was anderes, dann wieder ein Trail spiel machen werde. Also nachdem ich Trails mache, weiß ich schon, was ich als nächstes streamen werde. Und wenn ich das fertig habe, kommt dann Trails of Cold Steel 2. Also es wird ein bisschen dauern wahrscheinlich, aber ich werde, so gut es geht, versuchen, so viel wie möglich davon durchzuziehen. Aber nach jedem Trails-Teil werde ich eine Pause brauchen. Mit Trails und dann was anderes machen. What's going on here? All the security feels kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Auf einmal Voice Acting. Wie immer. Oh, hallo.
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
Die sind doch schon ganz süß zusammen, ne? Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. At any rate, good day everyone. Wer hat sich ausgesucht, was hier eingesprochen wird und was nicht? Weil das verstehe ich manchmal nicht. Manchmal sind hier eingesprochene Sätze und Textzeilen einfach fast random einfach reingesprenkelt. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. Ja, ne? Das war so seltsam. Nur diese paar Sätze und das war's. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. Also, wenn ich Milliardär wäre, würde ich einfach Nippon Ichi oder wer auch immer die Sprachausgabe hier gemacht hat im Englischen, denen einfach ein paar Millionen hinschmeißen und sagt, macht vollständig besser. Alles vertonen. Ihr habt die Kohle jetzt, hier, macht. Stellt am besten nochmal 200 weitere Leute ein, damit ihr dann die anderen Spiele schneller übersetzen könnt. Gebe ich. Das ist das, was ich machen würde, wenn ich reich wäre. Einfach alle möglichen Unternehmen, so, die mir gefallen, unterstützen und die machen lassen, was ich will, quasi. Einfach, würde ich zu Sony hingehen, hier, habt ihr 200 Millionen Euro, macht ein Remake von Legend of Dragoon. Geld könnt ihr selber mal behalten, aber macht. Hier, Square Enix, macht ein Xenogears Remake. 200 Millionen, 300 Millionen, habt ihr. Könnt ihr behalten. Nehmt da. Und nehmt die Profite bei dem Spiel verkaufen dann auch noch selber. Ist mir egal. Ich will nur das Spiel haben. Hey, ihr wollt ein richtig geiles animiertes Anime von Berserk haben? Okay, gebe ich euch die Kohle. So wäre ich dann drauf, glaube ich. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what is this Eisengraph you mentioned? As an Iron Count, right? Moment. Die sagen jetzt Eisengraph als Name. Und jetzt hat Emma das übersetzt zu Iron Count. Das bedeutet, dass die deutsche Sprache als separate Sprache in dieser Welt existiert. Oder nicht? Wie funktioniert das bitte jetzt? Ich bin verwirrt. Gibt es Deutschland hier in Trails? Mein Hirn. You'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. Okay, dann trainieren wir mal unsere Kaution. A special express train? It couldn't be right on time. Was ist der Eisengraph? What the f... Das Tor. Hallo. There's Tor and there's Prince Albert. Hi. Er hat uns gesehen. Was war das gerade? So that was the Eisengraph? Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special Crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before, it's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraph, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. The Blood and Iron Chancellor, der Eisengraph, passt eigentlich ja. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the Iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is, indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles and peerage. Ja, das ist ganz seltsam. Rin? Yeah? Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Tor and Prince Oliver on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have hawk's eyes to be able to see when the Eisengraph whooshed by so quickly. It was probably just a coincidence. It was more than just a glance, though. I could see them clearly in detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to... yeah. Here it is. Looks like we didn't have to wait that long after all. Jo. Ja, komm, beeilt euch mal mit euren Animationen. Oh hey, ihr seid's. Hey, there they are. Rin, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip, everyone. Ich mag Claire. Ach ja, er ist ja auch da. Warum hat er keine rote Uniform? Warum hat er immer noch eine grüne? Whoa, what's that classy looking babe? Ah, I should have stayed on the train. Aber eigentlich mit einer Animation. We've received word from Squad 08. No unusual movement have been detected near the Twin Dragons Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraf has finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, we have all squads switched to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will, I am certain of it. Ach ja. Das ist natürlich ein Problem. Ach du meine Güte, ist voll hier. I see. It sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it kinda hard to believe that you could have seen the ghost of Leanne Sandlot. It's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely something besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Torvald and the Radiant Blade Master went. It sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jurai Special Economic Zone, so I guess that makes sense seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not the noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah. The Empire stitched it on nice and neat, without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. It's hardly a mystery why the reformers think so highly of it. Oh, wichtig. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is that related somehow to why we're going to Guerrilla Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Guerrilla Fortress by train before? Es wäre ihm nicht lieber, glaube ich, aber er hat einfach... Ja, er sagt's einfach so als Fakt, ne? Und nicht so, als ob jetzt die Regierung irgendwie besser wäre. I see. Just us, huh? I can't wait to see everyone's first reaction. True. Ha 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 ha. Why is that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. The camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Aua. Aua, aua, aua. Alles tut weh. Alles tut weh. Au, au, au. Ah, mein Rücken. Fuck me. The train carrying Class 7 continued as right on the... Ach ja, okay. Die grünen Texte muss ich kaum lesen, glaube ich. Einfach... Minka! Meine Güte. Die springt hier rum wie... Als hätte sie irgendwas... Als hätte sie einen Geist gesehen. The Bridge of the Twin Dragons, weil es 2 Flüsse. Genau. Mit ziemlicher Sicherheit hier. Wow. That was kind of... It sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Okay, das hätte ich vielleicht doch lesen sollen. Ja, das war auch immer... Habt ihr es gehört, was sie gemacht hat hier? Weil ich habe hier so einen Vorhang vom Fenster, der wirklich richtig gut abdunkelt. Das macht wirklich komplett dunkel. Und sie wollte aus dem Fenster gucken, also hat sie sich so unter den Vorhang gekuschelt quasi. Hat da rausgeguckt. Und jetzt wollte sie runterspringen. Allerdings war sie in den Vorhang gefangen und hat versucht, da sich wieder rauszuwinden und ist mehr oder minder da rausgefallen drunter und hat sich da wahrscheinlich selber ein bisschen erschrocken. Naja. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. You really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Adios' name is that? Ja, okay. Das ist ordentlich. Das ist größer als Legram. The scale is just... This is Guerrilla Fortress? This entire planet is built from... Place is built from iron and concrete? Just how much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep, that was about as entertaining as I'd hoped. Not that I'm surprised, I thought the same thing when I first saw it. From the crossbar side, all you can see is a cliff, though. Yeah, but those 2 railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor. What did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strength and forms its foundation. And what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly as here? Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen, mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. On the other side of this fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbar City, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbar City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Voice Acting auf einmal. Und wahrscheinlich ist das der einzige Satz, den er sagt.
Oh.
Doch nicht. Okay.
Instructor Neidhart.
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7, reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Gorelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the Fortress. Now, if you'll follow me.
Also jetzt ist er nicht unser Instructor, sondern wirklich der Major. Jetzt in dem Moment. Sehr spartanisch hier alles. Oh, wie schön die Türen auch mit aufgehen mit der Kamera. Crow, warum guckt ihr die ganze Zeit nur auf Schränke? Er guckt einfach nur auf den Spind und nichts weiter. Und da ist das Voice Acting schon vorbei. War ja auch zu schön. Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Gorelia's Proving Ground. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will both be participating, and you'll be observing it. We're going to watch a military exercise? The 4th Armored Division, huh? The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. Oh, wir werden seinen Vater vielleicht jetzt sehen, ne? By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. And did you know our friend the Major here is their most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not exactly participating. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all, but we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourself. That's all from me. It's currently 11:15 hours. Lunch has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I'll advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. Ja, okay, die sollen einfach nur zuschauen, wie es halt mit Militär abläuft. Allerdings wissen wir ja vom Intro, dass das nicht ganz so gut läuft. Meine Güte, sieht das Essen lecker aus. What the fuck ist das? Das ist Käse? Brot? Äpfel? Ein Klumpen Fleisch? Und eine Suppe. Ich meine, das ist ordentlich was zu essen. So ist es nicht. Also das ist jetzt nicht so, dass das wenig wäre. Aber der Klumpen Fleisch macht mir Sorgen. We have salty corned beef, and I think I'm getting a hint of peas in this soup. You could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I do think it wouldn't have hurt to use a few more herbs, or flavors in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd be all true. I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall at Zendergate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably the same batch too, by the look of it. Really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me to eat here, too. You guys really think it's that bad? It really brings back memories for me too. Sieht aus wie gefrorenes Hack. Stimmt, einfach ein Quader gefrorenes Hack. At least there's some cheese and an apple. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food on our trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities. Ja, okay, das ist natürlich, kann man natürlich so erklären. Ist natürlich klar, dass Essen im Militär dafür auch hergestellt ist, lange aufbewahrt werden zu können. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. So that explains it. I see. So the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing? Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army, in the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day as though the war effort depends on them. Every day? So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war? Geisterstunde in Legram klingt eigentlich gut. Geisterstunde in Legram, wäre was auf jeden Fall. Well, it's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial army serves is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope if an actual war were ever to break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor LeBeau serves up pretty tasty food in their army. LeBeau's army is fairly elite. Probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these things are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know? If you eat nothing but dull bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do with fewer of your pithy remarks in my diet, Instructor Wellstein. Angeblich haben US-Amerikaner im Weltkrieg Eiscreme gegessen, was wohl moralisch half. Vielleicht sollte Ereboni das mal austesten. Ich kann es natürlich nachvollziehen, ne? Du bist im Krieg, isst die ganze Zeit nur irgendwelchen Scheiß. Alles ist stressig. Und dann auf einmal, in einem Moment Ruhe, wo mal nichts los ist, kriegst ein Eis. Das kann ich mir gut vorstellen, dass das moralisch hilft. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the Proving Ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. So when you say whatever you like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course, you're welcome to roam around as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. So if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. We'd be ashamed to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Es gab Schiffe in der Marine, die nur für die Eiscreme zuständig waren. Und Piloten haben Eis in ihren Motoren gemacht. Wie auch immer das ging. Das Rühren wahrscheinlich. Aber ja, nachvollziehbar. Kann ich absolut nachvollziehen. Essen ist extrem wichtig für Moral. Ich weiß nicht, wer es gesagt hat. Es gab aber einen General, der mal gesagt hat, an army marches on its stomach. Wir können uns mal ein bisschen ausruhen. Und dadurch, dass das Geld kostet, dürfte das auch unsere CP auffüllen, oder? Machen wir das nochmal ein zweites Mal. Dann dürfen wir alle vollständig aufgeladene CP haben. Vielleicht, hoffentlich. Ja, Tatsache, sehr schön. Was hast du denn zu verkaufen eigentlich? Hash, Beef, Rice und Roasted Coffee. Sehr schön. Hast du ein Rezept für mich? Nee. Hätte ja sein können. Aber hier gibt es, glaube ich, nichts Neues, was wir jetzt einsammeln können. Das Einzige, was wir jetzt machen können, ist unsere Leute einsammeln. Wir müssen jetzt einfach jeden mitnehmen. Mit jedem reden. Oh yeah, Torvald gave me a call about what happened in Legram. You had a mechanical monster shop outside the city limits? Yeah, Torvald looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ouroboros ist eine extrem extrem wichtige Gruppe in der Trails-Reihe. Die wichtigste Gruppe in der gesamten Spielreihe wahrscheinlich. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, what they're capable of, honestly. We don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of the entire nation states. And these are the people who made those monsters? If I hadn't seen them with my own eyes, I find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw and the... Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters like the one you guys fought archaisms. And lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Eraponia? Just in your opinion, I mean? Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms in the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind, at least. Right. I'll be sure to let the others know too. Wichtige Info, die uns jetzt einfach mal hingeschmissen wurde. Ouroboros ist ein Name, den wir uns unbedingt merken müssen. Hey Emma. Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? Yeah, I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe that she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Me? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Legram. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something? Possessed? Yikes, that's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? I'm glad I told her to go back from when we reached Kildick. Ja, Mietz. Aber was es mit der Mietz noch auf sich hat, ihr beide steht nur hier so rum. Ganz ehrlich, es ist... The soldiers have been pretty well trained, well equipped. Ja. Die richtig wichtigen Dialoge kommen später, glaube ich, jetzt. Das Wichtigste haben wir, glaube ich, von Sarah jetzt gehört. So you're the students who have come to tour the fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Guerrilla Fortress. He also serves as the division commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their command instructor. They really must be scraping bottom. I have heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thors isn't what it used to be. Nee, ich glaube nicht, dass es... Ich meine, der sieht ihm ja nicht mehr ähnlich. Well, no surprises there. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Guerrilla. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting their field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Yeah. He is certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour. Ja. Okay, wir haben euch gesehen. Hier ist niemand mehr. Jetzt muss ich gucken, wie es hier weitergeht. Ich muss, glaube ich, mit jedem reden. Ja, Neidhart ist der Arschkrieger, weil er muss. Er ist im Rang niedriger als der Chef dort, also muss er ihm ein bisschen in den Arsch kriechen. Das ist der Hangar. Not looking forward to this. Okay, okay, gut. Okay, das scheint eine wichtige Unterhaltung zu sein. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many 18s lined up like this. The Rainford Company makes these, don't they? Fortunately so. I am sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the 18s can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. Okay, ist er hier. 18, vor allem war 18 auch der Name von einem Gear in Xenogears, ne? Wir erinnern uns. Hier ist nichts. Also geht's ja erstmal hier hin, oder? Crazy, it really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Dry. Dry was super lively, but this place? I think Crow is having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. It seems like everyone's talking about Dry these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia. But everyone looked fine to me. It has offices and an entertainment district, and all of the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. Wollte erst sagen, dass der Gears in Xenogears 17 war von Maria, aber ihr Vater Gear war 18, stimmt. 17, 18, es dürfte wahrscheinlich eine Zahl wirklich von 1 bis 18 alle möglichen Gears gegeben haben. I'd go as far to say as they're happy to be under control of the Imperial Government's control. I don't know if I would go that far. Oh? A little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. Oh yeah. And of course most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. Wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they are under Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. Okay. Meine Güte, ist aber auch wirklich hier. So, wo ist der Rest? Kann hier hingehen? Habe ich hier noch irgendwo was vergessen? Ist hier noch jemand? Wow. Komm, mach schneller. Okay, nee, er hat nichts Wichtiges zu sagen. Er hat immer noch nichts Wichtiges zu sagen. Uses. Ja, auch nichts wirklich Wichtiges zu sagen. Oh, I guess you can see it from here after all. We'd be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if we get too close to him. Nehmen wir an, dass die Annexion durch Druck von oben stattfand, aber um die Bevölkerung vom Widerstand abzuhalten, mit Brot und Zirkus abzulenken. Ergo hat wohl Erebonien die Region mit einer direkten Leitung zu ihrer Geldbörse versehen. Nicht ganz. Das hat andere Gründe, andere Hintergründe, die wir noch erfahren werden. Wie die Annexion von Jiraiya eigentlich passiert ist, was eigentlich dort abgelaufen ist. Das erfahren wir im zweiten Teil, was eigentlich dort ablief, wie das ging. What are you up to now, Millium? You know that huge Orcus tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over there? Over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Grams instead, being stuck on some stupid field study. Why did you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking it's just so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Zemeria. But I think it's really gonna end up being all about Crossbell, who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Grams, he might even try to get Crossbell to become a part of the Empire. Seriously? The prince is gonna be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everything up a bit. Unbelievable. Toa's there too, though, so he is hoping things go well. Okay. Haben wir das geklärt. Jetzt müssen wir, glaube ich, irgendwie in einen anderen Raum gehen oder sowas. Den Raum verlassen? Nein, und dann wird uns gesagt, dass... Return to the fortress. Nee? Okay, jetzt habe ich gar keine Ahnung, wo ich hin muss. The bulletin is to inform all Thor students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by, I repeat. That's Instructor Neidhart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way toward the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. Nom 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 nom. He boarded the armored cars and started off towards the proving grounds. The inside of the armored cars were narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The cars shook and rattled all over the uneven terrain, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Guerrilla Fortress Military Proving Grounds. Das bringt einen natürlich absolut dazu, unbedingt im Militär beitreten zu wollen. Guerrilla Fortress Annex Military Training Ground. Es wäre doch zu schön, wenn es Voice Acting gäbe jetzt hier, ne? Nope. Wow, 18 Main Battle Tanks. There are plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Manly voice. Oh. Na, wer das wohl jetzt ist? Einer mit orangen Haaren. Wer das wohl sein könnte. So that's Elliot's dad? I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son though. Yep, that is der Puppy. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Neidhart. And Instructor Wellstein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. Ah, and these must be... What a piercing stare. So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy! It's so good to see you again. Huh? Oh, it must be half a year since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Der Director, genau. Der Direktor. Dad, come on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the man of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You're kidding me. He seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Whoop. Moving right along. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. Olaf. Commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now, let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments at the formation center infantry, armored cars and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today, we'll be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they have only been armed with paint bullets. Die haben Autopiloten. What the fuck? Autopilot Panzer. However, all of the other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Oh fuck. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. Ich finde es aber süß, dass sein Vater wirklich dieser hochrangige General ist, aber trotzdem ein absolut einfach liebender Vater ist. Also das ist einfach... Darf man doch auch mal machen. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Division 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin. Ja. Armored Regiment and Infantry will advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy on the left and right. Okay, hier geht jetzt die Luzi ab. Das sah weniger nach Farbball aus. Das sah nach einer richtigen Explosion aus eigentlich. Kommt mir eigentlich ein bisschen wie Verschwendung vor, die ganzen Panzer zu zerstören, oder? Okay, wenn man sie recycelt und neue baut. Oder was Nützlicheres daraus macht, was keine Waffen sind. Ach, die haben es bequem. Wow. It's certainly potent. So this is the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. You said those tanks were called 18s? Yeah, they are a type of main battle tank to the Rheinfurt company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. Ja, ich würde mal vermuten, dass sie recycelt werden. Das wäre wirklich absolute Verschwendung sonst. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. And the Imperial Army got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kind of crazy. You try fighting things like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true as your own nation as its for your own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. I guess this is another kind of strength. And thus the military exercise came to an end. The 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, gab's jetzt wieder was zu essen, was Schlechtes? Hello. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it, we're the guests here after all. Thank you for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smell is making me hungry. Oh yeah, where did your instructor go? She's a real looker, I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. Glaube ich eine schlechte Idee für dich, Jung. She went to see the fortress commander with Instructor Neidhart. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, she's with Major Neidhart. Hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kinda scary. Like a division of muscle men. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Hey, ein paar Soldaten, die auch mal ganz nett sind. Das Essen sieht doch schon mal auf Anhieb wesentlich besser aus. Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Ah, come on, guys. What's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill and combat? None of these matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry and overwhelming firepower. Ist wie im echten Leben eigentlich fast, um ehrlich zu sein. Nicht ganz natürlich, aber ganz falsch ist es auch nicht, ne? Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The 18s were even more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about the capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skills don't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. And all the way up to something as huge as guerrillas railway guns too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Obwohl Panzer stehen neuerdings wieder in der Debatte, ob sie in der heutigen Kriegsführung ihren Platz verloren haben. Ja, mit Drohnen und sowas natürlich. Aber Drohnen haben die hier jetzt, glaube ich, nicht in der Welt. Aber ja, ist klar. Mehr und mehr werden jetzt Kriege geführt mit ferngesteuerten Drohnen und sowas. Also das ist jetzt, hat man ja in Ukraine, sieht man jetzt im Ukraine-Krieg, wie effektiv Drohnen sind. Ist traurig, wie parallel das jetzt gerade läuft hier mit so Kriegsgerede, wie das dann in der echten Welt jetzt momentan auch noch so parallel läuft, ne? Instructor Sarah? So you spoke with the commander? Sure I did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as all the latest on the terrorists. Ooh. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. Ja, stimmt noch wieder. Lemmy und diese Archaisms könnten auch als Drohnen dienen. Aber mit Drohnen meine ich wirklich eher so die fliegenden Dinge. Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. Sehr schön, I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Aurelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy-to-understand form. As student of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power that you might one day be in charge of yourself. Oh boy. Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hash beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. Wie sie auch immer von Ernst zu Sarah Art switchen kann. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, use this. If you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Savage. Reden wir jetzt noch ein paar Stunden im Bett, wenn wir gerade noch pennen wollen, oder? Click, click, click. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the OrbelNet. Ja, im Internet, wie gesagt, ne? They've got everything hooked up on a network over in Crossbelt, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Es ist wirklich krass, wie einfach so schnell die Technologie in dieser Welt fortschreitet. An orb mill? Looks like it's from the HQ. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is a problem with the OrbelNet. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send you orders round the clock. What's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we've got to outfit 20 Arczanes with scene units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Na super. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap, at least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Die armen Jungs. Oh, ist noch ein bisschen was drin. Safe. Das ist genau der richtige Moment zum Saven. Denn da können wir für heute aufhören. Nee, strecken wollte ich mich jetzt eigentlich, aber ich glaube, das wäre eine schlechte Idee, weil ich ja schon gesagt habe. Ich habe es am Anfang des Streams gezeigt. Das ist das Maximum, was ich meinen Arm gerade strecken kann. Weiter geht gerade nicht. Okay. Aber wir haben gesaved. Dann kann es am Mittwoch gleich weitergehen, wo es im Guerrilla Fortress zu weiteren physischen Übungen kommt. Hast an Clips gearbeitet. Sehr schön. Habe ich Mittwoch gesagt? Nee, ich meine Donnerstag natürlich. Nicht Mittwoch. Donnerstag. Nee, das war, ich habe mich jetzt einfach nur versprochen. Nee, Donnerstag ist richtig. Ja, also morgen, ich sag schon wieder morgen, Donnerstag. Donnerstag geht's los mit, also wir gehen ein bisschen physische Übungen machen, irgendwie Physical Exercise, und es gibt noch eine weitere Militärübung, und da kann natürlich absolut nichts schief gehen. Da geht alles komplett nach Plan, und gerade in diesem Moment klingelt es bei mir an der Tür. Ich verabschiede mich. Wir sehen uns. Ciao.